every... What day is it?
Tuesday?
Tuesday night! His ghost returns to wreak his horrible vengeance.
Oh, but tonight's Tuesday night.
Then he'll be coming.
Pork bellies. I have a hunch something very exciting is going to happen in the pork belly market this morning.
The reason the market is doing what it's doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay? And this fair share is a bullshit concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people. And, you know, I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people.
All accounts to be settled at the end of the day's trading, without exception.
You know perfectly well we don't have $394 million in cash.
I'm sorry, boys. Put the Duke Brothers seats on the exchange up for sale at once. Seize all assets of Duke and Duke Commodities Brokers, as well as all personal holdings of Randolph and Mortimer Duke.
My God, we're ruined.
Donald John Trump incited the erection.
I know what you did. You're a damn terrorist. All right, just get the hell out of here, huh? I got a goddamn campaign.
Then also I was doing some research work with Cardiff University.
Every hero needs a good villain. What would Superman be without Lex Luthor? What would Batman be without the Joker? What would Captain Marvel be without Brie Larson?
It wasn't about, you know, me. It's just about her and like that star and what that means. If it wasn't for Captain Marvel, I feel like, and yourself especially, like with all the work that you do outside of Captain Marvel, there was no way would I have the power to come out to people as with my sexual orientation and my mental health, you know. So thank you so much for being you and doing Captain Marvel, I guess.
So it's just that you're just not that strong.
My God, we're ruined.
I care. That's it.
So
Green lights, baby. Let's go.
Say, kids, what time is that?
Tonight's Tuesday night.
Tonight's Tuesday night. Oh my God, I get caught up watching those videos.
Oh my God, I want to like kick that lady in the face. Like,
Tuesday night. Be nice to Grace Randolph. She's annoying. How's everybody doing this week?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
Well, we got a golf clap out of Stacy. I just realized I forgot to put the names on. There we go.
That explains my past week.
Yeah, insert boomer joke.
Oh my
here.
God.
All right, let's go around the horn and introduce everyone. But this time, let's start at the bottom. Over. Wait a minute. So bad at this. Down yonder that way.
Oh, down here.
Back from the near dead. Judah, almost near death. Buddha. You're feeling better?
I unfortunately had a COVID scare last week, but it wasn't COVID, so I'm very, very happy. It was just the flu.
It was nothing serious.
Thank
just
God.
the flu, because no one dies from that.
So, and you probably can hear my cats fighting.
Again,
Children, I'm friggin' live streaming. Calm down.
Every time we go live, the cats start up.
Yeah.
Well, you bounced back pretty quick. I thought you'd be down for at least more than a week.
It was a long week, and I'll tell you the truth. Everybody else wanted to know if I had COVID, and I kept thinking, I want to know if I have COVID. Like my employer was all over me all week, so I'm just happy that was over too, because that was all drama.
Here's the real question on everyone's minds: how much weight did you lose from it?
Probably not that much.
Oh.
I thought I'd actually lose weight, but I really didn't. I actually ate pretty bad. Like I got on sale before I got sick I bought the mac and cheese Stouffer's. It's like a family size. It was on sale for like $5. You know the tray, the one that comes in the tray?
Yes.
And I remember it's right next to the vegetarian lasagna, which I know everybody here's bought that, right? And you know, the worst thing in the world I hate grocery stores do is, you know, when you first come in with your cart, they have like a little section on the side there with pastries and breads and all the carb
I
stuff.
think I see the vegetables and fruits and all that.
It's sort of in the produce area, but it's sort of to the side. And I swear they purposely put that shit because that stuff isn't selling, but it's the most terrible thing to eat. But when you pull in, you're just like, ugh, because you're there at a grocery shop and you're already kind of hungry.
You must have missed the sign that said Jude here.
It was like $5, and it was like
$5.
I don't know. It's like
then it must be good for you.
10 pounds of like gooey mac and cheese, like 3 cheese, 4 cheese. So
which is it? 3 or 4 cheeses? I've got to know.
I can't remember. I have to dig the box out.
So many
cheeses. Is it really technically cheese?
It was it tasted more like plastic, but
cheese food.
Jury's out.
So
easy
with a side of chemicals.
The whole time I was sick, I didn't feel like cooking. And it comes in a tray, like an aluminum foil tray. All you gotta do is throw it in the oven or preheat the oven and then throw it in. And that was dinner for like 3 days for me.
Wow.
Because you don't feel like cooking when you're sick. You literally just want to eat and go back to bed, you know?
I usually don't even eat when I'm sick. I just I eat
broth.
I nibble some crackers, take some ginger ale.
But
I'm the biggest baby when I get sick.
Yeah, it's a trait.
I tried hard not to have the man cold this time. Like talking about it with people, I tried very hard not to complain.
It's in your genetics.
But above Judah Buddha is the one and only. She would be known as Stacy. How are you, Stacy?
I'm good. I can't complain.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay.
No,
You're saving all the witty banter for later.
She's got new LED lights.
I know,
Well, that was here last week.
Yes, yeah, you've got the new LEDs.
You missed when we did the story about the guy who married his sex doll and then cheated on her.
Oh God.
Stacy's lights were going all
stroby and stuff.
It was excitable.
I was just covered with mac and cheese and like half asleep when
you have to go
what's going on.
It's about 20 minutes in. It's hilarious.
Something's got to make me cringe.
So did he cheat on?
Then he cheated on her. That's the real.
With
that's
like
the
a
real
teeth
corker.
grater or something. It was like
What?
Some
box?
some found object
metal
around the
box?
house.
It was like a fleshlight or something.
No, it was a box with a hole in it.
with like metal spikes all over it. It was weird looking.
If you know what a fleshlight is, I feel bad.
Why don't you show the audience yours?
Go grab yours. Go grab yours.
I don't have a
Going
fleshlight. An ad ran up one time on my freaking Facebook. All right, and I clicked it.
You know, they usually have connected kind of a thing going on.
Keep digging. Keep digging.
Yeah, those ads are they spy. Those ads, they know what
yeah, right. What have you been watching? Here, why don't you try this new product?
You really, put yourself out there, Jude.
Well, now that we're completely off the rails, it's time to bring in Peter Bradley.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing? I have nothing quite as. I'm over here with Stacy. I'm good. I'm okay. I'm certainly haven't been as excitable as Jude over here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm okay. I'm surviving. I'm good.
There you go.
You got a pulse.
I got a pulse. I'm good.
Nice.
I'm breathing. I'm eating. Got my GeekTime swag on.
Heck
You
yeah,
do.
man. What?
Mine is in the wash, as they say in Pennsylvania. It's in the wash.
I got my swag on, but it's a little vintage.
Before we get moving and steamrolling, and I gotta just say, guys, this week, much less weirdo news. Much less. A little bit. Of course, it's Star Wars Lucasfilm related, of course.
Yeah.
But I think we have an upbeat week for a change. Stuff to laugh and stuff at.
Excellent.
For the most part. But first, I got to pimp this. Next week, writer-producer Cameron Pasha is going to join us, and I cannot believe this is happening. Because if anyone's familiar with the channels of Doomcock or Nerdrotic or Midnight's Edge, Cameron is a mainstay there. And I was just farting around in the chat room on Doomcock stream one night, and I said, boy, it'd be great if we could get big enough to get Cameron. And he actually said, on the show, just send me a DM and I'll do it. And he's a man of his word. So what's great about Cameron is he is about as honest and open as anyone could be. And he's going to drop some bombs here next week. It's going to be a lively, interesting discussion. He's an interesting dude. And,
nice.
Yeah. Wow. I just heard the chimes in. I'm going to bring in our 5th panelist. But first, I must introduce myself as Mr. Caradune. Moving on. Jason Breidenbach, welcome. How are you, man?
The brother of Almost Near Death.
Hey.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, brimming with life, Jason. So yeah, next week, Cameron.
All right.
Looking forward
I couldn't
to that.
find the StreamYard link.
Oh, it wasn't the last email that came out. It wasn't there. You had to go to the one before it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Aaron in the room too.
But you found it. You're here.
Oh, Aaron, you got to come in next week with us. Yes, he is a great writer. It's just interesting, and I'll let him tell his stories of why he has some trouble in climate of Hollywood.
He's amazing to listen to. He really is just jaw dropping of the things that he can spill.
It might be one of those things where we say, "Okay, Cameron, go," and sit back and watch. But no, he's
just like, well, we'll just sit here and we'll just twiddle our thumbs.
So I made the background the New York Stock Exchange this week because we're gonna land.
I love it.
Yes.
Ring the bell. You have the bell noise. Ding, 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 ding.
I do not. Can't have everything. Let's see. I want to dive in. First thing I want to do, though, before we go anywhere, is let's check up on our guest from last week. Oops.
Denzel Washington?
Yeah, no, Denzel. That's. It would help if I was all the way at the front here.
Yeah,
it would.
Yeah, well, I'm old and I'm losing my mind. We had a guest last
Holy
week.
cow.
This thing's 2 days in, gang. 2 days.
Damn.
And it's almost at its goal. So let's anybody out there, let's get Edwin over the hump here, and he'll have almost a month of gravy to earn more. And
28 days left. That is impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So good go, Edwin.
Yeah.
Really happy for you, man. We're all rooting for you here.
Definitely.
So, yeah.
Very
fun to watch. I put in. Edson put in. What about you, deadbeats?
I did not.
I will. I have the link.
I will.
I got the email because I signed up for the email, so I just gotta jump in there and
Does he have
make
different
my contribution.
I know what, Stacy. You want to be the one that puts him like over the top.
That's right. Yeah,
So what do you get for donating? Like what's his tiers? Do you have the tier list?
Yeah. I gotta pull it back up. Hang on.
Pretty cool stuff though, like between the card and the poster, and there was some cool prints that went right away. That one-time prints that were available. Those were really cool looking.
Yes. Is there a base tier, or do you could donate anything?
Both.
So the featured, this is the most popular, is the comic in a print and a poster.
Oh, that's cool. For $30, that's pretty decent.
Or just you get the poster for 10, the comic book for 15, the comic book in a print for 20, the comic book in a digital PDF for 20, a Ace sketch card by Michael Beacon for 25, 2 copies of the Ace and 2 prints for 40. This one's sold out.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, these are great. I was thinking about the shark, but I wanted to put in more than 25. What I should have done is 2. That's what I should have done. I didn't think of that. I just thought of that right now.
Oh, that's a great panel. Right there. That's a great panel.
Yeah.
His jaw is just
that's
all
awesome.
dislocated. That's
I
great.
think he broke his cheekbone and his jawbone.
Like you do.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is awesome, Edwin. We're really psyched for you. I saw him in the chat here, so maybe he's still watching. If so, rock on, brother. That is awesome.
Making moves. That's good.
We could be a little bit of help last week if we were any whatsoever. Stacy, last week we had the great story about the guy who married his sex doll.
Yes.
And it was your idea to come up with the news of the weird
Yeah, you came up with a good one though.
I just stumbled on it again. Very similar. I was watching somebody stream and up it came, and I was like, oh. So you saw I put it in the opening video, and then on the book.
I did.
Yeah. So
it's not as cringy, I have to say. Not as cringy.
This. Not as cringy. That it's gonna be hard to top a guy who marries a sex doll and then cheats on her with.
I did read about one where some
object.
guy like was losing his toes in bed because he had some issue and like whatever, and his wife wouldn't sleep with him because his toes would fall off because they're all black and stuff. That was pretty nasty. But anyway.
Did you bookmark it? We can maybe use that. It's not easy to find these things.
Oh, I can find them. That's
okay. You get on one for next week because I've done
the weird shit that I stumble upon.
Oh, I can imagine.
I hate using Daily Mail because look at this website.
Oh yeah.
Like wow. Like newspapers are in trouble, are they? Oh, look at the advertising.
Well, that's why they have to. They need to.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I actually use.
Anyway, this is the new climate of Zoom meetings. You got to be careful. You got to know what's behind you. So this woman here, she goes on. What was her name? Yvette Amos. She goes on the BBC to do this panel, and behind her on the bookshelf is a very large
something
phallic symbol. A unicorn. I think it's
a marital aid, if you will.
I don't know if it was. It could be like a
maybe
candle
it was a gift from her last.
There's theories. There's theories if you read the article.
Last partner.
Apparently, it's her daughter's.
Oh, well, did she buy it for her daughter?
She made it in art class. I don't know.
So, yeah,
No.
I watched the interview and my son pointed out what was behind her. I did see it. I don't know what it was, and I have not asked her. She's a grown woman.
No, I think they're talking to her parents in this article.
That looks semi-set up though, because look at
Yeah,
look
some
at the
people
framing
say
of that shot.
It was a joke.
The framing is
That's
unbelievable.
amazing. That's amazing.
But it's funny.
Yeah, no, but like that wouldn't just be there. Come on.
The guy from CNN, Jeffrey Toobin, pulled all his clothes off and masturbated on a.
Well, that's something. I guess like if you read the article, it talks about how her friends like saying she's totally like chill lady, like she wouldn't even care, like she was.
Well, she probably
Apparently
doesn't.
she doesn't care.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. What really struck me when I did this, I just had to do a job for my client, for their CFO, and he was upset, or they were upset that he had an old, a cordless phone, like for a landline, a cordless phone, on his desk, and they wanted me to paint it out frame by frame.
What?
Like they have cordless phones at home offices. I mean, you're gonna.
They're
paint
not offensive to anyone, I wouldn't think.
But it's like that's how like people are analyzing backgrounds now, and
yikes.
The worst was I was in a big department Zoom meeting, and the guy had a booger.
Oh no!
And every time he exhaled, it went down, and then every time he talked, it went in. It went down, and there was like probably
It happens
about
in real
60
life though too.
There was like 60 people in this chat room, and no one was saying anything.
They couldn't like.
And
Wouldn't you like? You can chat to people on private, can't you?
yeah, you
Like,
can.
God,
It literally was going whee whee.
Dude,
whee.
did you run straight to the grocery store for the mac and cheese right after that?
But it was just funny because it was just like it was disappearing, coming back every time he spoke. It was like,
Okay.
you know,
That's great.
Yeah, got that.
and the whole time, and then after we got off the Zoom meeting, all my coworkers were text messaging each other, and we were like, "Dude, what the frig was that? Like, how can you not feel that?"
Hey, paint
But
that
anyway.
out a
It's
frame
all
at a
on
time.
you people, man. Like nobody gave him a heads up. Like that's your human job. Is to like be like, hey, bud, check your nose. Like that's it.
I guess you're not supposed to
Someone
interrupt
should have.
people.
Yeah, but
when
you
they're
could.
doing
No,
their
but you
lecture,
could have.
right?
You could have muted. Like
I
or
would have
sent
been
him a little
going like
message.
this. I would have been doing
I
that.
know. I would have been.
I don't
I would have
know. I
totally
say
felt
send him.
that.
Send him
No,
a
I mean
private
to
message.
signal the guy like.
You wouldn't have gotten it. No.
No.
No one.
That's what
said
you installed the
anything.
chat for. They've just written it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Just give
You
him a
can even
little like.
send it to
Yeah. Just a direct thing to him, like, "Hey, bud, check your nose."
Send him a text message.
Privately.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, or you know, we could just do it. Like
Unless they don't like him and they just thought it was funny.
It was pretty funny, but it wasn't like dislodging, which was the disgusting part about it.
And that's-
Anyway,
and nobody was listening to the
Goes in
guy's
his mouth and disappears like the fly in Raiders.
I would just do it like this, dude. But
Yes, I say yes, yes. Do it.
I'm gonna die. Don't make me laugh.
You sure you don't have the coof?
Woo!
All right, moving
Bring
on.
it lung up.
Now everybody's doing this.
Everybody put your mask on. Bummer, man. This is terrifying. This is the second time this year we've heard of someone in their 40s who had cancer at stage 4 and didn't know it.
It hits home because I'm 44.
I'm older than that.
Well, now you're older than Screech.
Yeah, I mean, like him and Chadwick Boseman, you know, he just
Well,
44.
Chadwick Boseman knew he had it for a few years.
Yeah, 44 is the new 27 now.
But still.
Nice.
44 is the new 27
Yeah.
That's terrible. I'm sorry. That was a terrible joke. That was a terrible joke.
Yeah, it was, but you're right.
And that damn echo again. That's so weird. So yeah, I mean, he didn't have any pain or anything. I guess he felt run down.
Those ads are a little inappropriate. Life is too short.
Yikes.
The internet
Life
is
too short.
After.
Yeah.
They really just got to tear the internet down and start over.
Yeah, but in order for you to get lung cancer, other than smoking, I mean, how else would you have gotten it?
Being exposed to stuff, you know, asbestos.
Yeah.
Who knows? You know, all kinds of toxins.
Toxic masculinity.
Exactly. That'll definitely give you cancer.
He had an interesting life though. Later on in his career, because he was so typecast, right, for Screech, he couldn't really get any
he
other
really didn't
roles.
have a career after that. And,
Right. And then he had a sex video.
He was kind of a mess. Yeah, he was in prison, and
Yeah.
I mean that he could have. Stacey, there you go. He could in prisons. Conditions could have been awful. He could have been exposed to black mold or asbestos.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's just awful. And then the cast. The cast put up some stuff. Mario Lopez. All right, look at Mario Lopez. Right, he's like what 46 or 47.
I know, and he still looks like he
looks almost the same. And look at the two of them next to each other.
Yeah.
So he says, Dustin, you'll be missed, my man. The fragility of this life is something never to be taken for granted. Prayers for your family will continue on. It's weird seeing Screech like all grown up because he's still got the face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's all beefy.
Hey man, for 44, his hairline is legit. I mean, holy shit.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen, I'm deeply saddened by the news of my old co-star Dustin Diamond's passing. Life is extremely fragile.
At least his face grew into his nose.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It kind of works.
It's weird that he has like a normal grown man's neck.
That's
But,
right. Yeah, because he had the little.
Oh, so skinny. Yeah.
I think he was the youngest cast member on the show. I think he was like only 15 or something, or 16 when he was on the show.
He was 3 years younger than everyone else, I think.
Right.
Mark Paul Gosselaar, deeply saddened to hear of the passing of Dustin Diamond, a true comedic genius. My sincere condolences to his family and friends. Looking back at our time working together, I will miss those raw, brilliant sparks that only he was able to produce. A pie in your face, my comrade. Tom Green, rest in peace. So yeah, this is a good one by Mario Lopez. This is when Mario found out he got diagnosed and had the positive. He's going to pull through, and would it take 3 weeks or something for him to go?
Something like that. Yeah,
crazy.
like 2-3 weeks. Yeah.
So between him and Chadwick Boseman running around with stage 4 cancer, it's kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, Lark Voorhees also chimed in. I'd like to take time to send special love and best to Dustin Diamond, who was one of my dearest friends. That's when she found out he was diagnosed too. I would just like to point out that she was my favorite character on Save
I wonder why.
Oh man. So yeah, that's a bummer because I just told you guys like a month ago I ripped through that one season of the college year. Somehow I was addicted to it. So
And you admit it.
I will always admit my love for Saved by the Bell. In fact,
I appreciate that.
I have to tell you, I've listened to the first couple episodes of Zack to the Future, the new Saved by the Bell podcast starring Mark Paul Gosselaar.
Oh my goodness.
As he reviews Saved by the Bell episodes.
Oh, funny. Why not?
I have a question. You know how when you're watching your favorite series or watching a series, how many times do you skip the intro when it comes up on Netflix?
Every
time.
Every time.
Did you
Unless I have to go to the bathroom, then I like let it go.
Did you skip the intro, Keith, every time you watch Saved by the Bell? Because they have that music, right?
They were on Peacock, and that you can't do that.
Oh, okay. Because that intro was really catchy.
The college years had a different song.
Oh, okay.
It didn't have that, we're on because we're saved by the bell.
Yeah.
All right. More good news. This goes to the GameStop. I mean, like, can anybody explain to me? I sort of get what happened here.
I sent you that graphic or that tweet that someone explained it as a, what was it?
With Beanie Babies?
The dress. With the dress.
With the dress.
I thought that was very helpful, actually. The dress
right.
analogy was really
I don't know if I
helpful.
still have it.
So basically, the way I understand it is that someone can. We've got a comment from Aaron about Dustin Diamond. So apparently, someone can borrow your stocks, sell them to somebody else, and the idea is that they have to buy it back and give it back to you.
Yes, hopefully with me
They
making
want
money.
to do is sell it for a profit so they can pocket the extra.
Right. And they usually do that, and they're planning on the stock going really, really low. So they do this on purpose to lower the value of stocks.
Right.
And so so they're screwing over their little guy, or they're screwing over the companies. They're actively doing it to make it's called shorting, and then to actively make a profit.
Right. It's almost as if like, what is it? I borrow something from you, like an action figure, like this Jabba.
Here, how about my new Carl Weathers Grief Karga figure?
Right. And then what I
Everybody
do,
show your action figures now.
and what I do is I return
Is that an
this.
action figure?
I don't think my brother has one.
That's mine.
You can't have my Grief Karga figure.
Brother, do you have an action figure? Are you? Where's it? Oh! We spoke too soon. Does he have the Spawn figure?
Batman. It's Batman.
There you go. That's a badass Batman. Holy shit.
I could go get more downstairs, but
I've got it.
they're not mine. This one's mine.
This is my one though.
This is actually my brother and I's. That's a badass Batman figure, brother.
That's funny when you put it up close. I like it.
Gonna shoot Jabba.
Oh my god, this is show and tell.
Do you remember this?
We're all in kindergarten right now, and the teacher's trying to give us a
Show and
lesson.
tell?
We're like, look at my toy. Look at it. Yeah.
Brother, I have this, but I don't have his little thingy saddle.
You need
remember?
a throne. You gotta get
I don't have it. My dad gave me
barge.
this in a box, but he didn't give me his little.
What were we talking about now?
So anyway,
so he borrows Jabba the Hutt.
So if you let me borrow Jabba the Hutt, what I do is I bring it to Walmart and I get $30 or whatever, the same price that you bought it for. And then how it works is that I then wait until this goes on clearance, and then I buy it for like $10, and then how does it work?
You give
no,
me...
I'm sorry, it'd go up in price, right? Is that how it works?
You stay here and make sure he doesn't leave.
Right, we'll stay here and come with you. Hold it. No, you want to buy it cheaper. You want to buy it cheaper.
Right, you want to buy it cheaper.
Down.
So then you make, so the time you get it back, I make profit off of it, giving it back to you, right?
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
No, you want to sell it for more.
Right. Say that it becomes like the hottest toy in the world after that. Like everybody wants it after that. Then I make my money back. And I give you back your product.
That doesn't make sense.
No, if it goes up in price, if it goes up in value, then you have to pay more for it than you originally got for it.
Right.
So you're owing money, and then you have to pay the people back on top of that you borrowed their stocks originally.
We're going to open a school for economics soon.
It's actually a very easy concept, but it's complicated for some weird reason.
It's just screwed up. That's why it's so hard to understand.
Right.
This is why we went into production and not finance.
Right.
So anyways, what happened is all these guys on Reddit use the Robinhood stock buying app and bypass these.
Right, to drive it up.
Yeah.
Before the hedge funds could buy it back.
And basically, like, some of these guys were like $5 billion in debt after that.
Right.
Nice.
Because they didn't think. Because they didn't think it was going to happen. That they've been doing this for so long that I feel like they think that they could just take their time with it. But then they didn't realize that people who are day traders like you and I, who have access to our phones to just be like buy shares.
I mean,
They
if you
don't
watch The
realize
Big
it.
Short, it basically gives you, it's on a huge scale with a like real estate market, and you see this in actual, you know, how it's very eye opening. Yeah, like a lot of people get rich and rich.
But the most disturbing thing about this whole thing is that those hedge funds that did go out of business, Melvin, I think it was, and another one, they're crying and screaming now that it wasn't fair. It's not fair only when it's not in your favor.
That's like saying I bought 1 million lottery tickets and I didn't win. That's not fair. Like,
it gets like the whole system is now like they're spinning up a narrative that it's a bunch of like alt-right people that did this.
No.
Warren wants the SEC to put regulations down and go after these guys. And it's like, no. So much for the free market, right? So here's a great story, because here's what a lot of these guys did with the money. Our
this was
echo
awesome.
is really bad.
I can mute. Let me see if it
Got an
works.
open speaker somewhere or something.
oh, it was Jude.
Is it me?
I think so. In a way, when you put it, when
that's great.
you-
I muted.
All right, now I still hear it.
Oh, I don't hear anything.
Maybe it is Jude.
Hey, hello, echo.
No, it's gone. Yeah, it is Jude. Check your audio platform. Although I still hear myself echoing back. That's kind of annoying.
1, 2, 2.
I'm back, but
yeah, you're echoing bad, dude.
I don't hear it.
I did. Audiences, are we echoing? Audience, just let me know.
you guys are echoing with me muted.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're in the chat, let us know if we're echoing, because we seem to think we are.
You seem to think we are. It's distracting.
Well, why doesn't everybody just mute right now, except for you, Keith?
We'll play that game one at a time. All right. So, nope, no echo. So
okay. I'm back.
1, 2.
I'm back. Yep.
Did it just disappear?
Everyone but Keith's son.
Yes, stop talking, Jude.
It might be you, Pete. It's you.
It's me.
You were the last one to come back, and it came back.
Last man standing?
But I'm not doing anything different that I haven't done like 1,000 times before.
Check your mic settings and like reset them or something.
Aaron, what part of... No.
All right. Yeah, I still hear a little faint one, but how
about now?
Right. It's better. I mean, I can hear it a little bit, but if nobody's chatting with us and saying it's
apparently it's gone.
Okay, Aaron said it's gone. So,
Aaron.
Huh?
So thank you, Aaron.
So these guys who did this donated a bunch of Nintendo Switches to Minnesota Children's Hospital.
Very cool.
That's very cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's nice to see people do something nice.
Edson hears an echo.
He does.
Can you guys hear me still? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. What I think GameStop should do is they should actually take time to invest this money into something else. I haven't heard anything from the owners of GameStop. Have
Probably
they
a board. It's probably a board of
right,
people.
but no one's from the company has said anything, which is so weird. You would think, wow, this is all happening. They would be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, because this is a good time to get into something else, because their time as a business is definitely ticking. They're
Well, I think on a grander level, it's like my son's not just turned 19. He actually watched the Mike Tyson fight, and how it was sponsored by Weed Maps, and Mike Tyson's a big owner of Weed Maps or contributor or something. So he started buying his own stocks in the company that owns Weed Maps. So this news of this all happening definitely had him and his friends talking. So it's like getting younger people, I think, interested in what's going on. And nothing's wrong. That's a good thing when young people get involved with these complicated things. I think it's kind of shown a light on.
I think the issue
stock
is.
market.
I think the issue is that most people who are involved in the stock market didn't realize, because they've been doing this for so long, that now having access to these apps that allow you to day trade so easily. That
Well, and there's YouTube channels. There was one
Right.
something like Tiger, like a cat
Right.
or something like that.
Well, they
was a-
did, but then they forced them not to allow you to buy certain
Right,
stocks.
later
You couldn't
on,
buy
right.
GameStop, you couldn't buy
yeah, they ended it. Yeah, that was
right, which is bullcrap.
but it also had an interesting side effect where you had Ted Cruz and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez both saying that was bullshit. So I mean,
Which
you
was
got
interesting. Yeah, except that, did you see her response back to him when he agreed with her?
no.
Some-
But I'm just saying, Angela, not just her, and
No, I
other
know.
people too. Not just her. I'm just saying, like, it just got both ends of the spectrum
I agree with you.
united in this idea that was screwed up, and that Robin Hood closed the.
This was the digital version of Occupy Wall Street.
Yep.
Except it was a lot more effective than sitting outside and then turning into
absolutely.
Yeah. So
Well, I don't know what the effect of Robinhood, like how it all transpired, but were they involved in some hedge? I know there was a hedge fund company that was looking to bail out Marvin Hedge Fund. Is it the name of the business? Marvin Hedge Funds or something like that? And I think Robinhood got involved in that. They must have got some kind of payout.
Well, the thing is, Robinhood's a free app.
Right.
It's a free. So again, like I listened to this a person that knows what they're talking about on and a show on NPR today called on Point, and they talked all about this, and she explained it in a way that was easy to understand.
okay,
And
I'm going to solo you. You explain it to us. It's easy.
I mean, I don't know enough about it. Like I don't remember exactly what she said, but she was talking about how go listen to it on Point on demand. NPR it was from today's show. But like it's a free service, just like Facebook is a free service. But we pay for Facebook by being ourselves. We're the commodity on Facebook. So, I know there's way more to it where like Robinhood sells the I don't know to like bigger
they act
companies.
as a broker. They
pretty much, yeah, exactly.
Edson has a comment that might explain some things.
Makes their money from hedge funds. Like they
we
do
should wait for
something
it.
with them.
But they also make money off of ad revenue.
Right,
I
so
know they run
basically-
ads.
Right,
too.
but they also do something with your stocks, like your purchases. It's not just it's them into the stock market. There's like a middle.
Well, they're basically, instead of hiring a person to broker your stocks, this is what they're doing.
They're funneling them through other companies.
Right.
So it's
It's
nothing's free. So
It's a
The thing
big
is,
effing
though,
mess.
the thing is by them doing that, I was curious to know if the hedge funds companies were getting on their side to say, don't let them day trade because we want them to sell all their stock so we can get back. Because I felt like once people couldn't buy their stock, they had nothing to do except for selling it, which is basically what the hedge funds wanted people
Yeah,
to
but
do
not
anyway.
not when it's $400 and something a share. You don't want to be
Right,
buying.
right. No, I get that.
You tried to short it. What it was down. Where was it? $40, $20? I don't know. They
it was
basically
really low. Yeah.
they forecasted GameStop to go out of business, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were driving the stock into the ground with their forecasts of it's not going to survive.
Right.
And then this happened, and the stocks went. I don't know where it's sitting at today, but man,
Well, it's basically worth, their stock is worth more than the company's worth, pretty much.
Right. Well, and they were talking about, I think they've discussed it as a group, and they want to keep holding on to it to keep that, they're not trying to sell it right now.
no,
Here's the
Dude,
best
you're going a lot, like a lot.
Uh,
Go into your audio settings, Jude.
I did. Did that sound okay?
I would check them on the computer.
There should be a box that says reduce
You're
echo.
looping. You're looping through somewhere.
Okay, hold on. Baxter, you gotta
You're
go, man.
yeah.
Hold on. Let me see. Let me change this to.
Baxter's echoing.
That sound okay?
Sounds different.
Yeah, it sounded different. What'd you do?
Echo.
We changed it. Oh.
Hey, StreamYard, you got to fix your mix minus problem on this app. Like, seriously.
Does that sound better?
A little bit.
A little.
We'll just keep plugging along. I mean, it hasn't been this bad in a long time.
Here's the Twitter of the best explanation of the whole GameSpot. This is you're buying the dress at Target or Walmart.
You should have just shared your screen.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean,
Hang on. No, I gotta hang on. I'll make a new tab here.
Right, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's always follow the money, man. It's always follow the money.
yeah. So if you read this, it gives a perfect explanation of what the
So let's say you bought a dress at Target for $30. I say to you, hey, can I borrow that dress for a few weeks? I'll give you $5, and I'll also give you the dress back. You say yes, so I go straight to Target, return the dress. I get $30. I wait a few weeks. The dress goes on clearance for $15. I buy it and give it to you. I just made $10. But let's say someone wears the dress to like the Academy Awards or whatever, now quickly sells out of Target. The only way to get it is for $120 on eBay. I now have to buy it for $120 because I promised to give it back to you, and I've lost a ton of money. This is what just happened to hedge fund people, and that's the story of hedge funds told in a dress. Wow.
That's a good encapsulation of it.
Yeah, I found that online, and that was extremely helpful.
Well, you know, I was watching Trading Places last night, and that's exactly what happens to those two guys. So,
Oh, really?
yeah. The pork belly market.
What is that sound?
I got to put my cat upstairs. Hold on, guys.
Was that scrapey sound? Is that your cat making that scrapey
No.
sound? Oh,
I don't know what that is.
Sounded industrial.
I'll be right back.
Tell your poltergeist to chill. Yeah, it's definitely him. He left, and now the echo's gone.
It's all
maybe it's maybe it's just his headphone, his like this
He's
microphone.
got I bet it's his computer settings. It's looping back through somewhere. So, well, he's gone.
Well, he's gone. What else we
got? Foo Fighters' new album, Medicine at Midnight, coming out this week. I'll probably do a review on it. I'm a big Foo fan. Yeah, apparently they recorded it in a haunted house.
Oh, nice.
Excuse me. It was recorded in a haunted, fucked up house. Dave Grohl, man. Oh, in typical Dave fashion, Foos opted to veer away from a traditional studio and instead found themselves recording in a fucked up old house in the frontman's neighborhood. In March, he told Mojo that the California residence was haunted. I hear myself echoing still. I knew the vibes were definitely off, but the sound was fucking on, he said. We started working there, and it wasn't long before things started happening. We'd come back to the studio the next day, and all the guitars would be detuned, or the setting would record. All of them had gone back to zero. Foo's main man added that the band noticed weird open mic noises or missing tracks on Pro Tools, and even set up a baby monitor to see if they could physically spot what was going on. Worryingly, they were immediately greeted with the things that they couldn't explain.
Nice.
Then we found out the history of the house. I had to sign a fucking non-disclosure agreement with the landlord because he's trying to sell the place, Dave continued. So I can't give away what happened there in the past, but these multiple occurrences over a short period of time made us finish the album as quickly as we could.
Nice.
Which perhaps explains the short album track list. There's only 9 songs. So it's coming out on the 5th. So that's, 3 days from now.
Oh, I gotta listen to an album a bunch of times before I would be able to review it, because and it takes a minute sometimes to like.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Saturate in,
All right, here's what we're gonna do because I'm still hearing the echo. I'm gonna leave the stream and come back in.
Okay.
Okay.
Someone's in charge now.
We still have echo.
It's like when the teacher leaves the room. It's like, yeah.
He's gone.
It was still there, Jude, and it was. I think it's you. I think it's your computer settings, not the StreamYard. Your actual computer settings. You're getting some kind of a loop through.
Can you hear me?
Because when you just shut it off to go get rid of your cat, no echo.
Is it still echoing?
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I don't hear any echo anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't do anything. I just literally went to StreamYard and just selected the same stuff.
Weird. So, they should have called the album like The Fucked Up Haunted House or something. But
there's a lot of musicians that have done albums in haunted houses.
Yeah.
9 Inch Nails did it in the Manson house.
That's right.
Ooh.
They recorded the Downward Spiral.
Hey, Mr. Londell. How are you, man? Thanks for jumping in. This is a new friend I made in the chat room the other night.
Very cool.
Nice. Welcome to
Orville Nation live stream.
Welcome to the crew.
There's a ghost on them in their dress.
I wonder if we're gonna hear stuff. That might be kind of cool.
Ooh.
Little like Easter eggy stuff. This is
out.
We actually have 2 Bizarro stories this week. Did you see this?
No.
This is
that sounds
weird.
creepy though.
Arrested twice?
What?
Oh my
What
gosh, is
going
that?
on?
Do you want to watch these? These are disturbing.
Sure. Because you just said it's disturbing. We got to watch it.
Okay. I'm just going to throw this out there. Don't say I didn't warn you. This poor woman is
Does
severely,
she have mental problems, maybe?
clearly. And
Yeah.
she's
Well,
like,
what's the backstory? Let's go through the backstory first. What is it?
well, the backstory is that her ex-husband, I guess she went over to her ex-husband's house in November, and she's drunk, and so he called the police over to get rid of her. So basically made a domestic abuse call. Her ex-husband did it.
Man.
Oh my gosh, she's yelling at her kid?
She looks like she's
Yelling
being,
at her
she looks like
17-year-old
she's-
son.
Yeah,
This
but she
gets
looks like she's
really-
being put in handcuffs.
Yeah,
And she's the voice of Pocahontas? Is that what it says?
Yes, she's the voice of Pocahontas.
looks like her.
And somehow, in typical Hollywood fashion, do you know who I am? She thinks that's some kind of.
How would anyone know who she is?
Oh man, yeah,
You know-
exactly.
You know who I am? Listen to my voice.
It's really scary. She's 53 years old, and like I was gonna try to put some of this into the opening video, like if it was goofy, and it's not. It's like
sad.
All right, we'll watch
should we
it if
turn
you
on
want.
our Should we turn on our headsets?
We'll watch it if you're ready. You want to watch these? There's 2 of them.
Go for it. We
All
love
right.
seeing people go
12
nuts and act
seconds.
crazy.
But first, we have to wait through an ad.
When you want the biggest stories. Oh,
Christ's sake.
Yikes.
TMZ, baby.
And it's not a skip one. Can't even skip this.
You have to wait, and you
Does
can skip
anybody
it in a
watch
minute.
TMZ? I mean, I don't.
No, who cares?
I don't.
Here we go.
Me neither.
Oh,
I forgot when I do that. Hang on.
What's going on tonight?
All the white men in the house. How's it going? Hi, white men. I will just tell you, you're both white men.
Oh, she's wasted.
I'm glad you saw
She's-
that.
It gets worse.
Why don't we step outside?
Like this gets really bad.
Please do so.
By the way, one of the police is female.
Ah, okay. Drunk and observant.
You have to go.
Isn't that when you're at your
You'll
best?
get this when I'm ready, okay?
Oh, when you're ready.
When I'm ready, yes.
Oh, hello. Excuse me. When you're ready.
Very bad waiting happens.
All right. Guess what? Hey, I'm so crazy. Hey, I'm so crazy. Hey, Quinn!
Okay. That's not fun.
Oh, that poor child.
Yeah! Hi, Mr. White Man. Hi! Hi! Oh, you're the non-white man? Is that your job? Is that your job, Miss Non-White Man? Hey!
All right. Man, just give me your arm. Here you go. You're okay. Stop. It's ridiculous. How old are you? Relax,
I
man.
am 53 years old.
Good. Act like
More
it.
than halfway to 100. Hey! And
She can do math.
Relax. Just take a deep breath. You know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
We're good.
yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Start screaming again
Now listen,
outside.
we're gonna get you up. Okay? You're not gonna. Man, stop.
no! 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 You did this! You did this!
Aww.
No! You did this! You! No, 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 no! No, no, no!
Yikes.
No, no, no! No! No!
Open the door, Frank. There you go.
It's like she's possessed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
exactly. She's gonna start talking to
told
Captain
you.
Howdy anytime now.
I told you this was disturbing. Like I
Now she
wanted
get
to
a,
be funny,
Never.
now she get a voiceover in a good horror movie.
Never.
Yeah, no kidding.
I hate to say this.
She's saying you did this to her kid?
Done.
but her ex-husband.
I'm done.
Cool.
Oh.
Let's be civil.
I'm done.
All right.
So
Thank
this
you.
is, she's police were yelling at her 17-year-old son.
I didn't mean to laugh through this, but I think this reminds me of somebody most of us on this show know.
Mm.
I didn't hear. Never mind.
I don't say a name.
No.
So then a couple weeks later, this time she was at a hotel. This one's a little shorter and not as bad, but
So
still.
she needs help.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
one. Hey, Noah, this time.
I'm the voice of Pocahontas.
I believe you.
Oh boy, here we go.
Exactly. What do you want, a cookie?
Do not need to
Sorry, it's just something I do.
to me. Yes, you probably should, because I'm way smarter than you are.
Okay. Well, then figure out a way to not be here.
I know.
Where are you going to go?
First, God,
Don't touch me.
Crazy.
Where are you going to go? See, here's the problem. Now you're going to go to jail.
I'm staying away from you.
No, you're going to go to jail is where you're going to go.
I know. It's what I'm doing is staying away from you.
Come over here just so we can actually talk. I don't want you to have to go to jail.
Well, what do you expect?
I want you to just sit down.
No, I've been doing this.
Sit down.
I am 53 years old.
Then you're old enough to know better.
I
Sit
know.
down.
I am 53 years old, and I'm 53 years old enough to know that it's like what I know in law is I'm supposed to see about this amount from you. I don't know what that is.
Wow.
Okay, I think I've had enough.
I warned you.
Yeah.
Is Disney gonna put a hit on her now? I mean, what's going
They
on?
no, they yeah, I think she's gonna get fired.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, if she didn't say that, no one probably would have known who she was, and then they wouldn't have put the video out. You know what I mean? She's like, otherwise, no one would have been like, oh, Irene Bedard. Oh, isn't she the voice of Pocahontas? Like, that's.
I think she clearly has money problems, and
She's got some serious problems.
Probably
definitely.
career problems. I mean, what else does she do besides voiceover? You know.
Well, yeah, that's probably part of it, right? Like,
yeah.
Well, that's sad. That's just
Yeah,
Like said in Ed Wood, this town, this business, it chews you up and spits you out.
Yeah.
Well, that is Hollywood.
Yeah. So I wanted to get something funny out of that, and after watching those videos, like, oh my god,
There's nothing
Yeah,
funny
she
about
definitely needs help. I mean, and I'm not saying that in some sort of ironic ha 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 kind of way. No, she definitely needs some
Hopefully
kind of
she'll
help.
get that the help she needs. Yeah.
Lethal injection.
Lithium.
not lethal. Not
It said lethal injection.
Jeez, Jude.
I'm sorry.
There, my
Totally read that wrong. I apologize. Totally read that wrong.
she didn't shoot those cops; she just resisted arrest.
I'm speaking on the behalf of Disney.
So yeah, I just another bizarro story. It was on Pirates and Princesses, and I saw the headline that oh, Pocahontas arrested, and then I thought it would be amusing, but it was not. Graphic novel sales jump 30% in 2020. However,
of course they did. Of course they did.
Well, no, not those kind.
Oh,
Not
this
even
this is a great kind. Definitely should pick this up. It's great.
Oh,
like dirty ones, like a dirty, like adult graphic novel.
No.
Oh.
16.2 million adult. Why can't I click on this?
You're echoing now.
16 point. I know this is terrible. 16.2 million adult graphic novels were sold in print in 2020, according to a report from publishing tracking service the NPD Group. With those sales led by Hero Academia, the adult graphic novels portion in the North American book industry jumped 29%. Here's the catch. 80% are manga.
Oh.
But the way they write this, because the superhero comic book industry is fucked, they are trying to just kind of, they're writing the coattails of manga. So, look at this bookstore, it's all manga. And so then I went and found this. It's the top 20. Where's the headline? Top 20 adult graphic novels, and 17 of them are manga.
Yikes.
Yeah, but does that account for all the? Does that account for sales in the U.S. or does that account for sales globally?
Here.
Okay, well that.
Oh yeah, no, there's some manga books that are selling like 8 million copies. It's crazy, and most superhero comics struggle to sell 20,000.
Yeah.
We talked about it last week with Edwin, and Edwin, we were talking about, back in the 90s, you had Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane selling, 5, 6, 7, 10 million copies of their books.
Yeah.
Now, the only one who cracks triple digits, I think, is Batman. Maybe Amazing Spider-Man.
It's true. The only time I pick up a graphic novel now is a Batman one. I don't think I've bought anything in the last 5 years that wasn't Batman in this format.
Right. Yeah. So.
But you know what's really funny with Batman is Batman's rereadable. Like I can go back and reread it and still enjoy it. I can't get that out of any other comic book or any other character. Right? I mean, that's how I feel. That's why I always buy Batman.
It's funny though, the comic book store that I go to, there's a wall of manga, and right across from it is the wall of superheroes graphic novels. And for every one person in the comic book section, there's 20 people in the manga section. People love manga. They really do.
Yeah.
And I've never gotten really into it except for Usagi Yojimbo, but people just are ravenous about it. And I guess it's a good thing.
What are the themes with those types of comics? I mean, I don't understand. I've tried to pick those up, but I never get I never feel like I relate to the stories or anything. They seem a little bit more childish than sort of realistic.
There's a lot of adult manga. There are very violent sexual manga. It depends. I don't know. People dig them. I don't know the answer.
I've never gotten into any of that stuff.
Dragon Balls. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z.
I mean, I hear stories with Dragon Ball Z. In growing up, I mean, I remember I was watching Voltron, which at the time I didn't even think was a manga.
Anime.
No, manga is comic books. Anime is anime.
Oh, it's so okay. I thought they were all sort of the same thing.
Anime will come from manga, and manga will come from anime. But basically, it's that's like calling a TV show a comic book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So comic book is manga, anime is anime. Animation.
And they cross over.
Right, because they have the Dragon Ball Z show, and they have the
like Attack on Titan it started off as a comic, and then it moved over to an anime, and they did a live action movie of it.
Yeah, and you know what's really funny is a lot of times that I've gone to Comic Cons, I've always seen cosplayers playing certain characters. I'm like, who are you? I'm in Sailor Moon. I'm like, I have no clue what that is. Or I'm in this, and I'm like, and it seems like that style is very popular with cosplayers.
Yep, Mr. Lundell, you're absolutely right about this. And I've actually seen some stories. I should do more research on this, actually, and try to find some where they're trying to ban manga around here now. They're trying to stop. Yeah.
Really?
Because it's crushing the American comic book industry. They don't want
know, but
ban it, but for that cause, just because it's outselling something.
But the shops are still making money, so they don't care.
No, toxic content and all that other stuff.
Right, anime comes from manga.
Yeah. Well, during COVID, if you're making money and selling that stuff, then screw it.
Well, I think also too, like manga, I know for like younger people, it's almost like a lifestyle. Like I know my cousin's daughter, she's in like 7th grade. She's obsessed with it. Like she dresses like that.
Like the cosplayers, right?
It is, and it's like a daily thing, and it's like a I'm sure maybe if it starts out as that when you're younger, it kind of morphs into something else. But
for a while I was seeing more cosplaying of that than I did comic book characters, from Marvel and DC.
You were so offended by it too, Jude.
I didn't know what it was. Especially the big freaking swords. Every weapon seems so ginormous. They would
I thought you were talking about the scantily clad women.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, that too. I mean, you get little whatever. Anyway, but the weapons always seem so ginormous.
But if manga keeps local retail shops from going under, then I want to support manga then, because if most of my comic book retailers, neighborhood retailers, are making money off of it, hey, more power to them.
Right.
And that's perfect until maybe there will be a resurgence in Marvel and DC.
They've got to clean house in some of these writers, and they've just got to clean house.
I think it will come back. I think once Marvel starts picking up steam again with the MCU.
I disagree, because they're owned by two giant companies who don't give a crap. AT&T doesn't give a crap about DC, and Disney doesn't give a crap about Marvel Comics.
Yeah.
They'll make more money. They'll make more money licensing those to a smaller publisher.
Right, but it's still timeless.
Oh, absolutely.
It's still timeless. I mean, they'll still sell, I think. I mean, these characters.
No, the IP is worth plenty, especially in feature films and streaming shows, but I think the comic books themselves, the publishing, neither of those giant corporations give a flying crap.
Yeah, because the comics, even at their peak, the amount the comics were bringing in is just a drop in the bucket to what Disney saw.
Yeah. I mean, the Batman comic sells 100,000 copies. A Batman feature brings in $1 billion. So I think you're seriously going to see them licensing their IPs away to smaller publishing houses, maybe like Boom or IDW.
Yeah, whoever survives. IDW is like this close to going.
Dark Horse is in big trouble. Who knows who's going to survive.
Well, won't that sort of make the I don't know, like I feel like they did that with Star Wars. Remember when Lucas was sort of just giving the rights away to anybody to write a book? And then it sort of ruins the canon of the whole thing because there's way too much going on and tying in. And sometimes there's loose ends, and people are just going to make their own stuff out.
Well, to be honest,
are you saying that having it all under one roof is actually better for the canon?
I don't think they could ruin canon any more than Marvel and DC are doing on their own.
Yeah.
Case in point. I love those segues. Love those segues. Yeah, Batwoman has the lowest viewers ever. This was after the second episode, and they're still blaming the NFL.
How is this the NFL's problem?
There were no games this weekend.
Because this is before before this is the
week before.
First week was the divisional playoff week, and the second week of Batwoman was the championship weekend. So the third episode, and I have those ratings coming up in a second, was the week with no football. So we'll see if they're right. Now, let's just take a step back here. Okay. This is CW Batwoman. How much crossover with the NFL is that audience going to have?
Right.
Honestly, maybe 10% of it, maybe. You might get.
Well, maybe they're saying there's only one TV in a house, like back in 1980, and the dad is watching the TV, so the other people in the house can't watch it. So
you got to get one on wheels. Just roll it around.
I think
now we can watch television while we eat.
Hey, we can watch Jackie Gleason while we eat. So I went in and got the ratings, and here they are. So week one, and again, they're flopping big time in their 18 to 49 demo. This is the demo they're looking for. So week one, they had 659,000 viewers. And their 18 to 49 demo was 0.1. They dropped 68% from the previous episode, which was the finale of season one.
Wow.
The second episode actually gained some audience, went up in the demo anyway. The overall viewers went down again 5% more, or almost 6 to 621,000, and that's what the article was referring to. This was the lowest rated show ever for CW Superhero. And then they had no NFL, and they actually went up 14%.
Well, next week they're going to be really screwed
So this is
Or
their
this
crossover.
week they're gonna be really screwed.
That's according to their logic. That's the number of football fans that went to skip the first 2 episodes.
Don't they? Wouldn't it be on streaming?
It is on the CW app the next day for free. Yes.
Do those play into the?
Maybe people are watching a replay of the football game. Pete, you ever think of that?
I'm sorry, I didn't. No.
Are you doing a Super Bowl stream with Edson? A pregame?
I don't. Oh yeah, we have to do our
Nice.
I had to work through the whole weekend last weekend, so we didn't have time to do it.
No
Thank
one's
God
doing.
it was a week
No
off.
one's doing anything this Sunday. Anybody?
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna be tired of the Chiefs by the end of Sunday night already, and I'm already tired of Tom Brady. Oh, I'm tired of Tom Brady.
Yes, we have seen the heel versus babyface bit, and he's very, very good about that. We haven't. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, heel versus Az is got such a good beat on this show, man. It's hilarious to watch him.
I watched the first episode. I did a review of the first episode, and it's funny. I was so caught up in all. You're right, Mr. Londell. There's so many things wrong with it, and that I had my notes and everything, and I finished the review and realized I forgot she got shot with the kryptonite bullet. I was so caught up in all the other crap. There's just so much garbage. It's just one bad scene after another. It's just ridiculous. And the acting. Talk about Saved by the Bell.
Oof.
Yeah.
Are you gonna finish it? Are you done?
Done.
Done. Wow. Done. That bad, huh? Done.
When your time is, fleeting.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, you gotta be discerning sometimes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste an hour.
I
on
mean,
that.
I got through Lower Decks, but if it's that bad, it's got to be pretty bad then.
It's bad. It's really bad. It's borderline unwatchable. And I give Az so much credit for. He sits through Star Trek Discovery, and he sits through. I can't. I just can't. One episode, sure. The whole season. Oh, man, it's rough. But that's why we covered the Superman and Lois. They're quickly running that thing out there, and like, quick. Let's see if we can make it's the CW though. They're just going to keep making the same mistakes. I started my review with the fact that all their shows they're all the same. They have the nerdy computer kids that sit in the
right. That's got a head. That's like talking to them through some headset.
Yeah, right, and telling them, take a left here and go over here. I did this computer for you, and it's just ridiculous.
But you did like Flash. I remember when Flash dropped. You really liked it.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit last week. The first couple seasons, Greg Berlanti had a guy named Andrew Kreisberg. Is it Andrew or Alec? Kreisberg was his last name. Co-show running. And then Kreisberg got Me Too'd right out of there. And that was right around Flash season 3-ish, Arrow season 3-ish. And that's when it took the huge left turn. Like, huge left turn. I did a little research, and as of Batwoman episode 1, there are 66 Alphabet Community characters in their shows. 66. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot for a handful of shows. So, Noah Baumbach signs exclusive deal with Netflix. Anybody seen any of his films? See, this is what Netflix is for guys like this.
I was just going to say, who's this guy?
Yeah, who is he? What are
He's Marriage Story.
I watched that.
Yeah, he's done Kicking and Screaming.
Marriage Story was the one with Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That was actually pretty good.
Okay.
That wasn't that
He
bad.
does.
That
He
wasn't that
does.
bad.
That
was pretty good.
Indie. He's an indie filmmaker.
Okay.
And it was good to see Adam Driver out of his, his Kylo character.
Yeah, showing that he actually can act.
That he can't act. Exactly. That's where I was going with that.
But when I saw this, I'm like, this is the guy who belongs like making films exclusive for Netflix, and not somebody like Christopher Nolan or David Fincher, who make bigger theatrical.
Well,
Right.
we are paying a little bit more on Netflix this month. If you guys didn't realize.
Yeah, I know.
Mine's included in my cable.
So they are trying to push
Probably getting
better.
charged though.
They are trying to push better stuff, but we're gonna be paying for it. Edson.
Hey, Edson.
Hey, it's our
Hello
Wall Street.
there.
Thanks for all the
Snowball.
financial advice.
You're just talking about the hike in price, huh?
Yeah,
the
18.
stock on our channel is going
I
up.
pay 18 now. I think
Yep.
when I first got Netflix, I was paying like $8, and then now it's 8. This was like what, 10 years ago, maybe less.
Yeah,
And
but the
now it's
content
18.
is exploding.
Right. And I realized when Stranger Things got really popular, that by the second or third season of Stranger Things, the price was going up and up and up and up.
Oh, they're spending, 800. What did they spend last year? $8 billion on original content or some crazy number like that.
But there's this big
They
article
pass the
online.
savings on to you.
Oh yeah.
But there's a big article online, and I can try to dig it up, where they're actually never making profit because they're always paying licensing fees. I don't know if you read about this.
Yes, they're perpetually in the hole.
Right.
Because
They're always trying to catch up.
Well, but they're reinvesting so much money into their product.
Yeah.
That's, to me, that's why they've survived, and that's why they will be king of the streaming wars when this all shakes out.
And I have no problem.
They're like almost like the original. I mean, I remember getting the DVDs in the mail.
Well,
They started it all.
It was originally Blockbuster and Blockbuster didn't bite the carrot until later on, and then that's how they got screwed.
There's a really good documentary about Netflix on Amazon Prime, of all things. And it talks about how Blockbuster was, a year late and $1 short on every decision they made.
Right. And I remember, how is Redbox still a thing?
I know. And I was like,
see them
I don't
outside
know
of
who does
Walgreens
this.
all the time. And I'm like, how is this a thing?
Yeah. You might as well just go to the library. The library, you can get DVDs for free. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's what I do.
If you're gonna go get a DVD, then go to the library. Why would you even go to get the Redbox?
Yep.
The selection's definitely better at the library.
Yeah, and it's free.
I mean, I guess if you're into the Blu-ray thing, like you want to see a good movie in a good quality, you would get Redbox instead of seeing it streamed on Netflix. But
well, that does right again. The segues.
Segue.
You stream it first, and then you buy the Blu-ray.
I'm
anyway,
just hitting. I'm
you
hitting
know?
home runs today, huh? Segue.
You just teed these right up for me, Jude. I
got to keep this going.
Yeah. Oh, freaking these ads. Holy crap.
Is that what you're wearing?
Yeah, that's what I'm wearing. Why can't I see this article? I have to zoom it back out.
Yeah, it's weird.
You might want to refresh.
You get the echo again.
See, it's whenever someone comes and goes, we get this problem.
I could do what I did before. Hold on. Let me see if it changes it.
It's getting worse. Like StreamYard's got to clamp down on this.
Is it working now? Am I echoing, or is anybody echoing?
Yeah, no, it's good.
Okay.
So I'm sad about this, and I had heard some false reports that like when the coup first hit, that Blu-rays were flying off the shelf, but not so much. Is anybody watching?
I got halfway through The Witcher.
I
didn't
only
finish
watched
watching
like
it.
the first couple episodes, and then I stopped. I should probably go give it another try.
Yeah, I didn't finish it, and I didn't see Love, Sex, and Robots yet.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I've seen it advertised, but I haven't watched an episode. The Witcher is okay. I just felt like I felt like I was grinding a little bit. I was trying to get through it, and I never, was enthusiastic enough to finish. But
right. So anyway, people have been falsely telling me that Blu-ray players were flying off the shelf and Blu-rays were flying out the door because of the lockdowns and whatnot, and not so much. Q1 down 21%.
Well, mine flew off the shelf into my car, and I got it.
Q2 down 10%. Q3 down 22.85%.
Yikes.
Q4 down 27.8%. So for the year, the average is down to a 20.5% drop in sales for physical media.
Oh man,
It's only going to get worse. It's lost on this generation of young people that have grown up on streaming.
They'll learn. They'll learn when their stuff gets pulled.
no,
Yeah.
it's true. You're absolutely right. I feel that way about music. I feel that way about music as well.
Well, I just whipped out my my 6 CD changer that I bought like in 1993, I think. I thought it worked because I bought new speakers. I was like, oh, I have all these great like live Pearl Jam CDs from concerts. I'm like, it's all jacked up. I'm like, I went to see if I could buy another one. It cost like $300 to buy a CD player. And my son's like, why would you want that anyway. It's right on your phone. I'm like, oh my god, no! I want to hear my discs, man. But I just played it. You can play it through your Blu-ray player, so now I'm all set. But
I've actually bought vinyl in the last.
Vinyl's easy to find.
Yeah, you can actually get vinyl at Walmart
that's hip and
now.
trendy now.
It's trendy. You can buy turntables, no problem. Try to buy a CD player.
Yeah, it's so weird. Isn't that weird? That it.
Yeah, it really bothers me because all the they're editing movies, they're censoring movies, they're pulling movies.
If you bought Harry Potter on HBO Max or you got it on Amazon, tough beans. Now it's on Peacock.
Oh my gosh, I saw a censored version of 16 Candles, one of my embarrassingly mid favorite movies, and oh my gosh, the stuff they took out of it, it's really. It's like, I mean, I get it. It's not up to social standards today, and
it doesn't matter. You can't. That's
Name a
altering.
movie that is.
Yeah.
It's altering art. It's altering history, and you can't. You shouldn't do that.
But you shouldn't.
The live action Aladdin has a problematic warning on the beginning of it, and that was made like 2 years ago.
Well, that's fine if there's a warning. I have no problem with the warning. It's like the warning, and then they cut stuff out that you're just like, oh, I
mean, no movie isn't problematic. What I'm saying about Aladdin is that it was made during this whole ultra politically correct era, and it's only 2 years old, and that has to be censored and given a warning.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
No, I do. Yeah, I do. But at least they're still making stuff that could maybe offend somebody. They just have to tell you about it.
Right. Yeah, I don't mind the warning. Don't edit them.
But you also, like Pete pointed out, you have the problem where an IP gets sold. Netflix had all the Marvel stuff, and then Disney Plus along and takes it all away. So you got to pay them. You got to pay, or like Pete said, if you buy it off Amazon,
right,
and Amazon loses the license, it's gone.
Yeah, is there a disclaimer on that? Because I never even thought of that until you said.
I'm sure it's that huge terms of.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's in there.
Probably right.
Yeah, will you get sewn up and be a human centipede?
Yeah, exactly. So that's and the young kids can say whatever they want, but everything streaming is temporary. It's a temporary thing. I mean, just the fact that they signed these certain term arrangements with, so Netflix only has certain movies for a certain duration, then they're just gone.
Right.
Right, but one of the nicest things about buying a special edition DVD or Blu-ray is that, especially if you're really into film, is having those special features where you can hear the director talking about how he made the movie, and even the commentary. Every single DVD, I think, and every single Blu-ray I have, there's always a commentary track. So if you watch the movie and you love the movie, you can go back and just listen to the commentary. And for me, hearing the stories enhances my experience in really liking the movie more, because you get to hear it straight from the people who created it. And as an artist, you feel that that's sort of a key element to really enjoying it as a piece of art. Just seeing the movie is great, but seeing how it's made is even better. It's like the man behind the curtain.
Unless you ever listen to Arnold Schwarzenegger's commentaries.
No, I do have T2. I don't think I've ever.
No, he doesn't. It's a play-by-play. He's watching it and going, like Commando. He's going, here I come down the hill. I'm coming down the hill. Now I put the log down.
Oh my God, that's funny. That's awesome.
That might be more entertaining.
Exactly, yeah.
I wonder if T2 has a
called Running Man, because I'm a running man. And yeah.
And I run and I run and I run.
And I run. Now I'm running from that guy there. I'm trying to get the part. Here I'm disguised as a woman here.
He's gonna tell you.
Yeah, but to your point, Jude, there's a generation right now that couldn't care less about the story behind the story, and I'm hoping the newest generation, meaning later, will come to care about it again. But right now, they don't. Care.
Yeah. I mean,
make way.
Did I do it again?
Nicely done.
Did I do it again?
Edson did.
Oh,
sorry.
That's okay.
I think this kind of ties directly into what you're saying, Edson.
Right. There you go.
People will, if they care enough, maybe this prediction will come to light. An analyst predicts that they will rebound to box office records in 2023.
2023.
2023.
Got a ways to go.
Yep.
So
That's about right, though.
Seems right.
So here's the logic behind it, and I thank God you're here, Edson, because you're the only one I think that can do math.
You hear that too? What is that? So there's a monster in there.
Now, what is going on?
What is that?
It sounds like you ever watch the show The Prisoner?
It sounds like a plow.
It sounds like a rover.
No, it sounds like there's a monster. There's a ghost in the machine.
Sounds like
somebody's listening to that Foo Fighters album.
You are number 6.
Keith, you were saying something. I totally didn't hear it because of the sound. What were you saying?
Yeah. No, I was just saying this guy's math is kind of weird, so maybe Edson can help do this math too.
Maybe Robin Hood can.
We're not on this show for our math skills. So, Eric Wold, a veteran analyst with B. Riley Securities, acknowledged in a note to clients that exhibitors' efforts to emerge from the abyss of the coof have been hampered by the slower than expected vaccine rollout.
Yep.
Nevertheless, he continues to believe that pent-up demand will drive a steady burst of moviegoers once theaters reopen. And Stacy and I believe that firmly because not only did we see it on Christmas night at Wonder Woman, but you just went this weekend and said there were like 30 or 40 people.
A Thursday night.
Good.
Thursday night in January. Like, I would have been surprised in non-COVID times to see 30 people in the movie theater on a Thursday night. I could believe it's shot like the last bunch of movies I've been to. There's at least like
when you say theater, you're not talking about the whole facility. You're talking about one
the
room.
theater I was in. Yeah, well, because it was the first night. It was the debut, but still.
And I bet domestic violence is down.
Jesus. So benchmarking to 2019, when domestic receipts totaled 11.
People are going out more.
$11.4 billion. He projects that the box office will drop 40% in 2021. So 40% from 2019.
Right.
That's
okay. So here's where it gets weird. Then another 7% in 2022. Before surging 7% to a new high. How does this math work out? So if it drops 40% from this, and then another 7 next year, then getting that 7 back in 2023, how does that make record profits?
I don't know, because you're only back up from the 7.
He's not saying record profits. He's saying that, and this comes into play a lot in the stock market. So when
record box office,
it'll no longer be going down.
Right, it will be record for that time, basically the current time. So by 2022, it'll be so low that in 2023, when it goes up 7%, then it's a new record based on that, not a record based on the 2019 one.
Okay, so he's saying
they'll start going back up.
He's saying that so 40% from this would be 7 billion-ish, right? No.
Yeah.
6.5. Okay. And then another 7% down from that would bring it down to maybe like 6 billion total? Even, let's just say.
5.
And then they get this back and go back to like 6.5 billion.
Yeah.
So then 2023, if they hit 8, that's a record.
Right.
That's what
that's a record.
They're not saying it's a record. They're saying a new high.
It's not a record to overall. It's based on the previous
trajectory, the way it's been going.
Yeah, they do this a lot with stock markets.
Yeah, it's like percentages. Like sometimes they're just, it doesn't make a percentage of what,
It's not a new all-time record. It's just a record based on the previous year.
My brain hurts, Mr. Gumby.
You're right.
Amen.
Yep. You guys got me there for sure.
Yeah, and they might as well not make any movies with the historical background, because any kind of history is gonna be offensive, I guess.
Right. Exactly.
Listen, when you're out of power for 2 weeks and you don't have a nice DVD collection, you're gonna be sad.
If you have no power, how are you gonna watch anything?
I've watched it on my laptop when we had power outages.
Stacey, you use your imagination.
I don't have a disk drive on my computer.
Yeah, I've watched them on my laptop. This was years ago when we had hurricanes that reached us, but
how do you charge your computer?
I forgot how we did it.
So this.
Oh, I had a generator. I had a generator. That's right. I have a generator. So
this was written January 26th. What in the world?
Okay.
Something keeps crashing. What is that sound? It sounds like someone's moving furniture or something.
Brother, is that you?
Inside of a tube.
Brother, is that you? I mean,
He's not moving around.
You're the only one with wild animals. Maybe it's your marmot.
all my wild animals are cooped up in the bathroom right now.
So
I have to bring them all in there. They were like bothering me as I was.
Oh, okay.
So this was written on the 26th before the Robin Hood incident.
Right.
So AMC stock at 550, up 350. IMAX up 28 from 26. Marcus Corp 25 to 19. Cinemedia $6 to 450. So they were all going up incrementally anyway. Which brings us to this, which is what happened. So, and this was also, I mean, I collected these after our show last week. So this is the 28th, which is Thursday. It's amazing how much changes day to day.
Oh, yeah.
So they were converting. Silver Lake Group is converting $600 million worth of the theater's chain debt that it holds into stock at a conversion price of $13.51 a share. A surprise all around, considering the exhibitor shares were languishing below $2 earlier this month. I think the funniest part was it was $1.91 when this whole thing started.
Wow.
And when they cashed this out, they cashed it out at $13.51 a share, right? If they waited one more day, it went up to $36. So I was watching Odin's movie reviews, and Odin did the math on this, and they would have made like, instead of the 600 million or whatever, they would have made like 1.2 billion.
Wow.
Another debt. But I mean, how could you know?
You don't know, yeah.
And Adam Aron just wanted to pay off that debt. So they bought themselves another year, at least. And I think that this will be the year they can because I think the audiences will start to come back. The AMC near me, they're all selling snacks again. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that's a big help. I mean, I went to see Goldfinger and there was no popcorn, and you know what happens when there's no popcorn.
Keith is an unhappy monkey.
Yeah, I don't even. That's like a hot dog without a condiment.
Yeah.
Stacy's like,
what is going on?
Be careful how you say that.
Is someone on an airplane or something?
They're being invaded.
Maybe that's somebody's stomach. Did everybody eat dinner?
If that's your stomach, you need to go to the hospital.
All right, who's doing that haunting thing? Come on.
We're being hacked.
It's a ghost in the machine.
Somebody's listening to Foo Fighters.
Yikes, man.
That's weird. Where's that coming from?
That's never happened before.
No.
Quiet as a ferret here.
That's really weird.
Oh, it's hissing.
I almost lost Mojo.
I thought it was you.
I wish I came up with that idea.
We almost lost our mascot. I brought him out in the snow the other day. He almost got away from me.
You got to watch those marmots, man.
Gee, Robin got jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's roiding here.
That's all that.
It's like we're going back to the 80s. Everybody's going to be super jacked.
All that training pays off.
Yeah.
So they're casting, they're race swapping Tim Drake for the Titans. Season 3.
Oh, are they? Brother, you've watched season 2, right?
Yeah.
And it was good. You said it was really good.
I really like I like the actor they got to play Jason Todd a lot.
I did too.
So I don't know what
cocky.
they do with him.
He was definitely a cocky a-hole.
You got him, yeah.
Yeah, last week we covered he's going to be Red Hood in season 3, which I'm excited about. So I'm going to have to.
That's cool.
Start watching that now. I don't know.
My brother and I, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, we killed season 1 in one day, and we loved every minute of it. So.
Oh, it was great.
It was very good. It's a very good show.
So Eric July had a bit to say about this.
Yep.
And the tokenization of comic book characters, which Edwin talked about when he came on last week. Edwin had a really insightful take on this. So Eric says, I love bounding into comics. It's a great site, but there's like 2 sentences between ads.
Mm.
So Eric says, I don't think anybody can disagree now that the tokenization is intentional. It's intentional. It's not one of those situations which some of you guys claim maybe they're just the best person for the job. SpongeBob meme. No, that's never the case. There's no shortage of actors and actresses that are the same race of the characters they are playing.
True.
Then he adds, this is intentional, and for those of you that have been around either Hollywood or been around film production, you know they get precise with the type of person they're looking for to fill a role, usually from height on down. We're looking for someone that looks like this. This is intentional. It's not a thing where we just had this one actor that knocked it out of the park, that just captured the essence of the character so well, but they happen to be the opposite race. No, it's an intentional thing. They go out of their way to do it.
Yep. This is probably something that
it's going to ramp up because we're dealing
Cameron
with
can talk about.
What's that?
This is probably something that Cameron can talk about.
Cameron's going to talk a lot about
Oh,
this.
that's for sure.
Yeah. It's going to ramp up because we're dealing with everybody hyper-emphasizing the idea of non-white straight characters. July then calls out the Hollywood productions that feature these race swap characters, not just due to tokenization, but because the shows failed to adapt the characters that they claim are featured in the shows. He explains it's not even about race, it's about characters act absolutely nothing as what you would expect them to act in the event you are a comic book reader. And that's what we were talking about last week with Edwin too. They're unrecognizable.
Yep.
When live action version comes, the live action version looks nothing like we expect them to look, or more precisely, they act nothing like the character.
That's even worse, actually.
They're not even trying with Tim Drake. They're telling you he's described as a streetwise kid who's managed to grow up on the toughest streets. Typical black bull crap. Every black character, that's their background. Every single one.
That description it couldn't be more opposite of what Tim Drake is.
Yeah, that's true.
That describes Jason Todd.
Right.
Jason Todd.
That is Jason. Right. That's what Jason.
It's Jason Todd's character, not Tim Drake's.
Right.
Right.
Well, he was a his parents were circus.
That's Dick Grayson.
No,
that is Dick
That's
Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
You're right. That's right. Not to get them
July
confused.
State.
You're right. Not to get them confused. Jason.
That has nothing to do with Tim Drake. That's not Tim Drake's backstory.
Nope.
That's not his backstory. He was a youngster that admired both Batman and Robin, Dick Grayson's Robin.
Right.
He becomes Robin after first being, of course, trained, I think, by Alfred first, then it was by Batman and Dick Grayson. This is not Tim Drake. This is not Tim Drake. If anything, is more akin to Jason Todd.
There you go.
Right.
All they try to do is take characters that people are familiar with, and then they completely change them. They change their race. They change how they act. They change their backstory. And we're like, why even utilize the character if that's what you're going to do? What's the point? Which was Doomcock's rant. I love that rant.
Why do you do that? Yeah.
I've got to re-upload that and play it again. Because why do you buy this stuff if you're just going to wreck it? So, of course, we have a right to be frustrated or talk down on it or be against this nonsense because you're taking characters that we've long been familiar with. You bring them into the live action setting, which should be an exciting one, and they're not even a shell of themselves. You've completely changed his backstory. You've changed his race. Just like the other characters in Titans, especially Starfire. It's only Starfire in name, only Tim Drake in name. They aren't the characters July adds.
Yeah, if there was one complaint I had about watching the Titans, and I did watch the first, it was that Starfire not only looked different, but she was unrecognizable as well.
Right.
They did a great job with Nightwing. I could say that they did. Dick Grayson was right on the spot, but Starfire, I didn't know who the heck that was.
But if you watched the show and never read the comic, would it?
Wow.
Maybe, I don't know.
Would you notice anything?
I don't know.
I don't think you would. No.
It's right here. As for how these Hollywood productions are able to get away with completely eviscerating the characters, he explains. The reason why it's so easy for normies to accept this, and this is the point I continue to make, the reason why it's easy for them is because they don't read these damn things. They don't read these books. They have no idea what's going on there.
Right.
So this is their first introduction to the character. The character can be completely changed, and because they have zero connection to them, it doesn't matter. They don't read the books. They don't know who these guys are, and they have zero connections. Race change actually excites them. They love that stuff. They get off on this. They get off, and of course, they're going to use it as a signal.
I'm a normie, I think,
Yes.
because I don't read the comic books, but I don't get excited because they change someone.
We still like you.
You don't even know.
Right. You don't.
Characters as non-white characters, but it could happen in reverse, Stacey, where you watch the show and go, "Oh, I like this character. I'm going to go read this character,"
and then that's
go,
this isn't the person. Yeah.
I've actually heard, just a quick second, I heard people at work do that, and they said it's like, oh, they don't do the comic books right. There's nothing like the show. And I'm like, dude, that comic is like from 20 years ago.
Material, right.
I remember how upset I was at the original Batman movie when they put placed Joker as the killer of Bruce Wayne's parents.
Yeah,
remember
there
that?
you go. Yep.
And I remember how upset I was at that because it just completely deviated from the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, and worse, they gave him that Jack Napier identity. Like,
right.
Yeah, even more. Yeah.
Well, and the problem with all of this is, like you said, like how the readership of comics has gone down so low that, you know, they're more trying to probably appeal to the normies than people. You know, they're going to even less, you know, and that's too bad.
But the irony of the whole thing is the audience they pander to pay for nothing.
Mm.
I mean, a lot of these characters' backstories and everything are set in stone anyway. So people that are into the characters, they don't want that changed. I mean, sure, you could change something in the present and future, but don't change anything.
That's the
from
point
a certain point back. Yeah, I mean, you can't change any of the Spider-Man's identity, like how he became Spider-Man.
That's the essence of the character.
Yeah,
right. That is the answer. He was this teenager that had problems. He was, you know, obviously he overcame them by becoming a superhero, but. Same thing with a lot of these characters was overcoming. That's how their arc. That's how they became the character that they were.
But with Spider-Man, they made him Iron Man Jr. Tony Stark just hands him. So
that whole scene on the plane where he's going like this. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. So it's a character's backstory means absolutely squat.
It's awful.
If they decide in the next Batman movie that he's going to be,
I know,
you know, that he's, well, actually, there was an attempt to do a Batman Year One where he was homeless, and Big Al was the name of some mechanic that basically taught a homeless Bruce Wayne everything that he knows. So they were going to change the story completely. Read up on Darren Aronofsky's Dune. Not Dune. Batman Year One.
All they need to do is watch Batwoman on the CW, and all you need to know is if you put on a costume, you're now a superhero. You don't need any training. So July concludes his video describing the race swaps and tokenization as lazy and it's purposeful. So I watch Eric a lot. I think he's brilliant. He's spot on about a lot of his takes and controversial, but I really like him. He's
controversy sells, man.
He's got a perspective. That's cool, you know.
Oh,
Eric July, is that you talking about?
Eric July, yeah, he's
the
great.
The thing is, Eric's not controversial by purpose. He's not purposeful when he's being controversial. He's just being honest.
Yeah, but he's super libertarian, isn't he? Does a lot of
he's a
stuff.
libertarian, and he has called a lot of stuff spot on accurate. His predictions for a lot of things have been spot on accurate. Because he doesn't get caught up in the two-party bullshit. He doesn't.
Right.
He hates the mainstream media. He does his own homework, and he's fascinating to listen to. Whether you buy into what he says or not, he's fascinating to listen to. I found him last spring, and he's a good watch. Really brilliant guy. He's only like 30 years old too.
I know.
Well, he's a musician too. I think he used to rap or something, right?
Yep. And he's comic historian. He's an athlete. He's everything. So let me put this out here. We have Star Wars, and we have some Marvel.
Star Wars, nothing.
You want to do Star Wars, or do you want to do Marvel and DC?
Well, we're already talking about Robin.
I'm good with either one.
I know it's like they cancel each other out. They're just way perfect.
All right. Yeah.
We'll go last.
Segue into the Marvel DC, I guess.
All right.
I think we should start with Marvel.
We'll go into Marvel and DC.
Okay.
How's that?
Yeah, well, we're already talking about Robin, so we're kind of in that neck of the woods anyway.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
How do we sell movies?
Thor 4. He's underway.
Mm-hmm.
He's set photos.
Wait. He's got his muscles back. He doesn't have the gut anymore.
Nope. So,
Look at there.
I like Dad Bod Thor. Bring him back.
No, that was ridiculous.
I like when Thor has short hair.
Um,
Ragnarok Thor.
Chris Pratt, problematic Chris Pratt, is in this apparently.
Look, he's so cute. I love him.
So
there you go.
They're
How do
saying
they have such nice hair? How come I don't have nice hair like that?
it's a wig, dude.
It's
a
a
That's
wig.
not a wig. He looks
Yes,
like
it is.
That looks
Yeah,
like
it- I'll tell you it is.
Yeah, his hair's
Totally.
not really that long.
Yeah.
No, you don't
Dude.
think so?
It's a wig.
You think so?
It's absolutely.
Yeah.
Hemsworth was back seen in his character's long blonde wig.
Okay, you got me.
Where's the there's a link.
I
in
gotta
here.
buy a wig. That's what you're trying to tell me.
Actually,
I
he's a little bit more than a wig, dude. Just like,
Yeah.
He's a lot of hours at the gym.
We all
Not
do.
that bad.
There was a link to the Twitter
I
here.
still got some on top. It's not that bad.
Let me think. Let me zoom out.
They look so funny in like the daylight, like in with
Yeah,
the movie,
they
right? It
do.
looks so hilarious.
I thought there was a link in here to the. It's easier to see these on the Twitter. Whatever. We'll just look at them.
Star Lord.
So, yep, Star Lord's in it. So for how long I don't know. I'm guessing that because as we all know, Natalie Portman becomes Thor.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that the scenes with him and Chris Pratt is either going to be a post-credit scene that'll segue, because Guardians 3 will, or it's going to be at the very beginning of the movie.
Right at the beginning, I think.
Yeah,
That's what I would think, is because that's the last time we saw them. They were off to Asgard
he was going with them.
Galaxy
Yeah, he was
together
taking
again.
them. Yeah.
I haven't even seen this.
Oh, I love their interactions. Oh,
Yeah, it's awesome.
And he calls like Rocket a rabbit. He's like, "Hey, rabbit."
Yeah.
So, what is the MCU timeline? Like, what's next after WandaVision?
That's some nice jeans.
Some Shang-Chi and
Okay, so we got a ways. We got definitely a ways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Get a little warm.
I wonder why. No, I mean, I wanted to see the timeline online, but
masculinity. There's Sean Gunn.
He looks so funny in regular.
So there's clearly going to be some Guardians crossover here. It's just where
So
Yeah, I
he
think it's
he
beginning.
adopted the fro thing, the whistle.
Yeah.
Oh,
What do you
right.
call that? That the
Yeah.
technology where you can.
Yep.
And then there's
Yeah, you saw him practicing that at the end of
But her
Guardians.
hands
Yeah.
her hands aren't blue.
Yeah, Nebula.
They took out her
Nebula.
hand.
Karen. What's her name?
Puts a glove on,
Yeah,
much
Karen
like
Gillian.
Skywalker.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
There she is.
Got a glove on that hand.
What are these things they're carrying? These like
Like megaphones or something?
They
it's
look like
weird. They're all
fans.
carrying
Maybe.
them.
Oh, maybe they're fans. Though.
Yeah.
Maybe they're on
Fans.
set.
Oh.
It's hot because you got to wear all that.
And all that makeup and all
They
that.
gotta wear all that
leather
prosthetics and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's them getting off the plane.
So yeah.
He's
So-
got his eye. Oh, that's right. No,
He got his eye. He got a new eye.
That's right.
See, the Crete, you just made a good point. And as much as I like the Marvel films and stuff, they're like fast food. Like, did you see? You've forgotten already that he got it. He got
It's
his.
okay. It makes it fun because you can keep rewatching it because you're like, oh yeah, that happened.
But
Yeah, they're like new movies every time because you keep forgetting them.
Yeah, my point is they're not like Star Wars or Raiders of the Lost Ark where they
Right.
stay with you. These
But-
They're
are
just fun and
They
it's like watching fireworks.
Right, but they still get
You know?
trailer reactions. I don't know how many of these movies I watch the trailer reactions. They're all over the internet when the trailer
Of course,
drops. And
these
like,
things make $1 billion.
Well, I like sit in the movie theater and as it's starting, I feel so excited. Like I feel like I'm going on a ride. I can't. I don't know if something happens.
I did the last 3 or 4 years. I kind of like it took me a while to get there to see them, and actually skipped a few. And yeah, they're so
I'm
formula.
into it, man.
They're so formula that like it's like the same shit over and over again. Their villains are terrible usually, and
do you guys ever watch trailer reactions?
no.
No? Oh, they're kind of fun. I watched the trailer reactions to the new Godzilla Kong, and people were getting a kick out of it. Although they say that Kong had a little bit of a one-up in the trailer over Godzilla, that they would.
I've read the spoilers. Kong don't got shit.
You stop it! I just watched Kong Skull Island yesterday again, and I'm like,
They're
how
saying
can we root against Kong, man?
That sucker shot on the boat was a little. I was like, oh come
Oh
on,
yeah,
you could've
no,
blocked that.
he's going to get in a few good ones, but I've read the spoilers and
It's because
Don't
Godzilla's
tell,
arms was
don't
too
tell.
small. He can't block it.
I'm Team Kong all the way, baby.
Brother,
Wait,
did you watch
put
the
some
trailer?
money on it.
I heard that the real villain of the movie is that War Snake or whatever it is.
No.
What's that, Pete? No.
The Warbat? No.
Warbat.
No, that's
Is
not the real.
Mecha Godzilla?
Yes.
Yeah, we already talked about this.
You don't think they're going to team up at the end and not?
Of course they are.
Okay.
Of course they are.
Now you
But
just
there's definitely a definitive winner.
Talk about formula. I mean, jeez.
Brother, did you see the Kong?
Kong better not die. I will be upset.
Brother, did you see the trailer?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you didn't see the Kong Godzilla trailer? You gotta watch it.
Fun.
Yeah, it's a good trailer. It looks a little Michael Bay-ish, but I'm hoping they don't.
Dude,
No, they don't. It's two monsters punching each other for 2 hours.
Right.
I got to see. There was a preview at the movie when I went on Thursday. It was fun seeing on the big screen the trailer.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
What the heck is this?
I would have been like, "That's check, please." I would have just watched the trailer.
I should have.
Really, the movie.
I should have just stayed home and watched the movie because it's on HBO Plus. Max, HBO Max, whatever.
HBO. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to get that in about a month, so I can watch.
Yeah, don't watch the little things.
No, I'll just watch the Snyder Cut. Spider-Man 3. Tom Holland teases highlighted career. It's like Tom Holland was like, "Oh, there's pictures of Thor." Well, I got to go out on the sidewalk and put a kid on my shoulders. Who is that?
I think it's his brother.
Wow.
Is it?
I think that's his brother. Yeah.
Could be.
Wow.
It just says today was easily one of the highlights of my career. For those of you that were there, you know what I'm talking about, and for those of you who weren't, you better buckle up.
Interesting.
So, that is in the movie. That's not like some musician kid that I have no clue.
I've never seen that guy before.
No, I'm
Not that I know.
90% certain that's
Anybody in the audience? Anybody know who this is? Anybody on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube? We're streaming out to 3 places. Somebody tell me who this person is. I don't know.
He does kind of look like him. It might be his brother.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a resemblance there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get this year, which is interesting. Seems kind of quick, doesn't it?
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah. It's probably gonna suffer from what a lot of the recent Marvel films have: bad CGI. Because I mean,
you think
who the villain is?
Yeah, I wonder who the villain is.
I hope it's better than the away.
What villain haven't they done? What villain haven't they done yet?
The last one was terrible.
A lot of them.
They haven't done.
No, they've done the
done
Shocker.
They've done
Shocker. They haven't done
they did the
Kraven.
Shocker. Yeah, you're right.
They haven't done the Lizard.
They've done the Lizard.
They did.
Yeah, the first Andrew
Amazing
Garfield.
Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield. I didn't see any of his.
Oh, okay.
I think they should do Kraven the Hunter. That would be awesome.
Yeah, Kraven. Yeah, that would be my bet.
I wish they would.
They haven't done Chameleon. They haven't done. Scorpion is in it, but they haven't done him as a villain.
They need to do Rhino over. That was no fair. That whole mech Rhino thing was stupid.
Yep.
They should do Rhino over.
And they haven't
Rhino
done Carnage.
Yeah, Carnage is going to get he's going to be in the Venom sequel.
He's going to be in the Venom sequel. A sequel with what's his face?
With Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson's going to play him.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson looked just like Sideshow Bob in that scene.
That's hilarious.
the red hair, like
the Bart.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not many Spider-Man villains they have left, right?
Hydro Man. No, they did Sandman and Hydro Man.
Yeah, Hydro Man was in that last one. Yeah, you don't want to go down the deal. You don't want like Chameleon. That's just
yeah.
So either I'd like to see him do the Goblin right. Maybe even Hobgoblin would be cool.
Well, the kid that plays Ned Leeds is like he's jacked now.
He is.
Yeah.
So
He lost a ton of weight. I don't know, but yeah, he's
Lucy. You got some splaining to do.
Yep.
When he shows up all geeked after being all tubby in the first two.
Yep.
Boy.
Hey, as kids get older, you know.
No, I know, but like these are supposed to take place in a certain time frame. like this is supposed to pick up because the last movie ended with J. Jonah Jameson like going, he's Peter Parker, so it's got to pick up right there. There can't be much time when the whole world knows his secret identity. He's got to put the lid on that right away, right? So
one would think.
I hope. Oh my God! You know what? That kid looks kind of like him. I hope they're not doing a clone thing.
Oh,
you never know. I've heard rumors that they're going to that they're actually hinting at one more day.
But he's not married to Mary Jane.
They should stay away from both those storylines. Yeah.
Marvel Comics is
nothing
already
good can come from those.
Marvel's doing Clone Saga with Miles Morales now.
Well, because they showed the clones in that and spent that into the Spider-Verse. They showed all the clones in the original.
Carl Weathers is not happy with this. So, Killmonger might be coming back.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't he get like a spear through the gut?
He did, but I must remind you, this is a comic book movie with comic book characters who never died.
He's going to become the new one. Okay.
Brand new rumor claims that Michael B. Jordan might reprise his role as Eric Killmonger and become the new Black Panther in Black Panther 2. Okay, now I remember I said that they should have maybe cast him as Black Panther to start with, because I really liked him. I like him in everything he does.
Yeah, he's great.
He's great.
Except Fan Forsting.
He's still good. He's Michael B. Jordan. I actually like the scene. I hated the movie, but I did like the scene where he first like catches on fire and like he's in pain and like it actually had a kind of an emotional, like you were like, oh my God, like, you know, most people in these superhero movies, they get their powers and they're like, oh, this is awesome. You know, like burning and on fire and feeling every bit of it. This rumor comes from Mikey Sutton and comes on the heels of a recent interview Jordan gave discussing the possibility of reprising his role as Killmonger. People asked him if he would return. That's something that's very, very near and dear to my heart for a lot of obsessive, obvious reasons. I had a really tough year losing somebody close to me, and what that means to the franchise, it was devastating. But in that world and a character I love playing and working with writer director Ryan Coogler and all that good stuff, it's family. We created a family over there. So to be able to be in that world again is something I think will always be on the table in some capacity.
See, that sounds to me more like he's saying if they asked me, I would go. That doesn't sound to me like yes, he's going. He's definitely coming back.
Yeah, well, you know how these things are. Rumors, which are fun. You know, we all like to speculate. Yes, Killmonger.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But again, a comic book character in a comic book movie never stays dead.
Just like soap operas.
I can't remember. Did they show him being buried at sea like he wanted to? Did they show that in the movie?
I don't remember now.
I don't remember.
Watch it again.
Just, again, these fast food movies, I don't remember. I don't even remember what happens in that movie.
Well, I can segue.
No, they didn't show that.
Well, there is an article. There is an article online if anybody wants to read it.
His character was killed by Chadwick Boseman's T'Challa. In fact, Black Panther suggests they might be able to heal him. He refuses. Killmonger tells T'Challa, "Why? So you could just lock me up? Nah, just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships because they knew death was better than bondage." He then pulls the blade that T'Challa stabbed him with from his chest and dies.
Right.
But
does he fall over the
cliff?
Yeah,
I don't think he did.
I don't remember. Sources inform me that Killmonger could be revived in Black Panther 2 for a redemption arc. He would then become the new Black Panther and gradually train Shuri to take the role in the future. Having Jordan as Black Panther would then fulfill Marvel Studios' desire to set him up with the mutant Storm in a subsequent movie.
Right. Yep.
I don't know. He's got that dark spot in him, and like I feel like T'Challa is light, and you know.
Well, they could put the purple flower in him and make him good.
Is that all it takes?
Well, I sent the article I read like a couple months ago of who they wanted. There's 10 actors who could be the next Black Panther. I could do it my screen, Keith, unless you want to pop it up.
Yeah, I already copied it, so I'll pop it up for you. Here we go.
Marvel Studios said they weren't going to recast the Black Panther role, though. So,
Some of these are good though. I like this list actually. Some of these in this list are pretty good.
Well, they said that they're writing in that T'Challa dies. So
Right. Off
it's
screen.
not like you're just
Right.
replacing him.
Well, and then they were saying they were going to make Mbabu, or what's that guy's name? Is it?
Yeah, the guy from the mountain people, like the
Yeah. Who would be
yeah.
awesome because
he falls on the balcony.
But
yeah, that guy's awesome. That guy's huge.
Yeah.
He's enormous.
Yeah.
He'd be
I think
fun.
if they find the right actor though, I think they could pull it off. Like look at this guy.
Yeah.
Who have I been saying since I saw Tenet should be the Black Panther? Who?
Exactly. Doesn't he? He looks like
Nobody
him. I mean,
cares what I think.
I love
he
him.
can get away with it.
I
He
still
can
can't
get away with
believe
it.
he's Denzel Washington's son. That just boggles my mind.
I know.
I was probably 20 minutes into Tenet, and I turned to Doug Allardyce next to me and said, "That's the new Black Panther, man.
He's legit though. He's got
perfect.
Yeah.
He would be a perfect
He's a
cast
pro
for
football
it.
player, so he's got the physique for it. He's a little short, other than that.
He's good.
So is Tom Cruise, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, LOL.
Just put lifts in the shoes.
He's got that goodness vibe going.
So is Mark Ruffalo. What's Mark Ruffalo, like 5'6"?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, David. How do you say his?
Oh, yellow.
Thanks.
Yellow.
Oh,
yellow, yeah.
Oh, yellow.
Okay, yeah, he would work. Mehcad Brooks.
Not work.
I don't know who he is.
He's too Eddie Murphy looking.
He does look a little like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. Mustache doesn't help.
He's a TV actor, right? I don't know if he could carry a. See, one thing you got to think of, you've got to be charismatic, and you've got to be a big enough movie star to carry something like this by yourself. Like you're the guy, right? I don't know if a television actor has the kind of je ne sais quoi.
Kid Cudi. I don't know.
No, Kid Cudi wouldn't work. Aldous Hodge, maybe.
Oh, I've seen him in stuff.
Yeah, he's got a weird look though. I don't know. He's.
Nah, I think he's all right.
Mario.
Omari Hardwick, maybe. You can tell as the numbers go down that they're like
Right,
not as
but
good.
this
The top-
guy's he's pretty close, I think.
Nah.
Michael Ealy, Isaiah Mustafa.
He would
Oh,
he would look pretty good.
Oh my God, he's the Old Spice guy. Yeah.
That's right. He's the Old Spice
Stacey,
guy.
He played for your team, Stacey.
Yeah.
He'd be pretty funny.
Wait,
I don't know. Is his acting that good though? I mean,
I don't know.
besides
He's got a
those
good look.
commercials,
He's got a
yeah,
good
he's
look.
got the look.
No,
Playing Darwin in
no, I
X-Men.
don't know.
I don't know who.
Oh, he was on X-Men. Yeah. I remember now.
I vaguely remember him.
Isn't he the one, Edson, they put the thing in his mouth and he like turns to dust?
Yeah, he played Darwin. They turned him to rocket and they blew him up or something like that.
Right.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yep. I think he was like 17 years old. He's not even that old, this guy.
Mm.
He was like a teenager in that movie, right?
Yeah.
So he's got to be in his late 20s.
It's funny you said TV actors can't. Well, like, but Chris Pratt was a TV actor.
That's
And he-
true.
You know.
That's true.
A pudgy one at that.
He was, yeah.
I'm sticking by this. I
Washington.
called this months ago. So
yeah,
I think
He's doing so much. Like he's like in everything. He's
membership has its privileges.
I never had a problem with having actors be replaced if something happens, like they pass away. Like it's fine. You adapt to it eventually. You just
they had to do Harry Potter.
Right. You just,
they did that with Harry Potter. You've had how many guys playing Batman? You've recast Spider-Man how many times?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good.
I
point.
say don't give kids a hero and then yank them away.
Yeah.
It's not going to be yanked away, though. I think you know.
Yeah, it is. They're not recasting him. So to anybody that actually,
someone will be Black Panther. They just won't be T'Challa Black Panther.
Right. There won't be T'Challa. Right. The character of T'Challa won't be recast.
Right.
Character Black Panther will.
Exactly.
Mr. Lundell makes a great point here. I mean, the first thing that pops into my head is Christopher Reeve.
Yep.
So yeah, maybe you do that. You go with somebody you've never seen before.
Mm.
I mean, at some point, these guys are all unknown, right?
Exactly.
So
hopefully they
Netflix said that they were going to do how many, like 6 or 8 anime series a year.
Ugh.
That's right.
And
does anybody watch anime? I always skip through it. I don't
can't
really
stomach anime. I really can't.
My son
They
watches it.
all seem the same to me.
You watch more like the Japanese anime, like that.
Yeah, I always go to the movies and live action stuff as opposed to anime. It's like
anime, Japanese animation. It all just seems identically the same to me. It's either some dumb competition or you have to collect a lot of things.
I don't think it's all like that.
I can't. I just it's one big yawn fest to me.
Mm.
But King Kong, on the other hand, and they're also doing a Godzilla anime, which they did a second trailer of, and I'm really glad they didn't lead with that because it was. But a King Kong cartoon, I'll watch that.
What about Pacific Rim?
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, Netflix and Legendary are also currently in production on the previously announced anime series Pacific Rim: The Black.
I might give that a look.
I might give these a look. Yeah,
I always feel that video games in anime are sort of they should head more in that direction where
like Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I mean, stick it to it. Just keep it to a video game. Don't bring it out because I don't know. I'd rather be playing the video game than watching it on my couch.
You know, it seems like you have two choices with animated series these days. You get the anime, or you get CalArts garbage.
Yeah.
It's one of the two.
Yeah, and there's nothing in between.
Right.
Although Rebels has a huge fan base, and so does the first Star Wars
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. I mean,
the Clone Wars.
Anytime I see an action figure that comes out in the new Black Series line that I don't recognize, I'm like, where does this character come from? And everybody's like, oh my god, this is awesome. They're releasing this character. And I'm like, huh? And so there are a lot of people that do watch that stuff, but...
You should have waited to say that because that would have segued perfect. But that's
And a good
5 stories down.
And on that note, though, a good critically acclaimed anime movie is Ghost in the Shell. To anybody who hasn't seen Ghost in the Shell, it has a very cool Blade Runner-esque type of vibe. I would recommend Ghost in the Shell as a good anime to start with if you're going to dip your toe into that pool.
Yeah, that Ghost in the Shell or Akira or Robot Carnival. These are things that are definitely different than your standard.
Right.
Or,
gotta catch them all.
That Dragon Slayer 2 is crushing it in Japan. Just crushing it at the box office. Didn't you buy those, Edson? The comics?
I bought a couple of books.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are they good?
They're pretty, the story is very interesting. Yep. I only read the first 2, and I think they're up to like 19.
Demon Slayer. Did I say Dragon Slayer? I meant
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, yeah. So while we're talking about hot, manga and anime and
manga,
then there's DC.
Hot garbage.
Segue.
DC Universe Infinite launches Thursday.
Yeah.
And here's the reaction from the masses. Where is it?
And there was much rejoicing.
Yeah. So, well, I guess what it is it's like basically their vault. So you can go back and read over 25,000 comic books and graphic novels. But I don't want to read
it now.
Yeah, and I don't want to read this stuff digitally. I can't.
Oh no.
Can't.
No. I mean, the minute you guys were talking about Three Jokers, I went on Amazon and I bought it. I don't want to read it online.
Yeah, especially, I mean, do you want to pay $8 a month or $75 for the year?
You can go on Amazon and buy a book for that much price.
That's too much money.
I got a better thing. Fuck Amazon. They've taken enough money during this whole pandemic. Go to your local comic shop and buy back issues.
Yes, I agree.
Comic shop.
I 100% agree. I'm sorry. You're
if
right.
you want back issues of anything,
right.
Don't pay this stupid digital service. Don't pay Amazon. Don't pay Barnes & Noble. Go to your local comic shop.
Right.
You guys are hanging by a thread. So.
And there was much rejoicing.
Hey.
So yeah, there's.
I'm actually looking forward to going to a con. I thought I'd never say that, but because I was so con fatigued for so long.
Yeah.
But I'm actually missing going to a con and picking up books and just being part of it. because that's where I used to get a lot of my books too. Was when I stopped at a con.
Yeah.
Especially on a Sunday afternoon when everybody's closing down shop, and you would get those deals, those buy one get another book free. And
you and I were conned out, but I'm with you. And hopefully this can stay on schedule. We should get.
Did I segue again?
No, I just called it up when you brought that up. But July 30th to August 1st, and
yep,
it's earlier.
Sounds great.
Usually he's in mid-August.
Yeah. It is
Mitch,
earlier.
we got to get Mitch on the show. Mitch is awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Mitch in. He just had to move his GamerCon to the fall. So, I mean, this could be. This might not happen.
Yeah, I know.
This might not happen. So,
that'd be 2 years. That'd be the second year, right? Because
he might have to push Terrificon into like October, November himself.
Well, the biggest
San Diego might stay virtual too.
Oh, they did such a great job last year.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Well, yeah, San Diego.
That was a shit show. Holy crap!
I hope they learned their lessons from. Yeah, I hope they learned their lessons from last year. It was awful.
Well, I think their biggest mistake.
If they're going to make it virtual again, they've got to learn from their mistakes.
Oh yeah.
Well, they need to make it interactive. It's got to be live. You can't pre-package stuff like that. It was so bad.
Yeah, the DC fandom did a hell of a lot better.
But that was also canned, though. But it was better because you had options and it was a slick presentation. And the presentations were shorter and they got to the point more. Those San Diego panels were awful.
And they didn't really hype anything. It felt like they were just kind of going with the flow. And then it was just like, we had really nothing to talk about,
They clearly thought.
Well, there was no interaction.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think they clearly thought all they had to do was put content out and people would eat it up. And you see some of the views on their videos. I mean, hundreds of views. Yeah, that's ridiculous. For San Diego Comic-Con, they should have hundreds of thousands of views. But
they probably won't do it again this year because it's in California. And I don't think, I think the COVID thing's going to stick around for at least another year.
At least 6 months. I'd say halfway, like summertime, things will loosen quite a bit. But like having
large gatherings, are going to be the last thing that come back. Concerts, stuff like
conventions and stuff. That you're talking fall probably.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're getting Star Wars stamps from the US.
Right.
Fun.
Oh boy, a Bio stamp? Sign me up.
Does anybody use stamps anymore?
A book of stamp lasts me forever.
Yeah, I know. I still have to. I have to send out 2 checks a month, and I keep asking them, "Can't you just go on Venmo or PayPal?" What's that? What's that? So, I'll buy these since I have to write 2 checks a month and mail them.
There's only a good 3 classic characters from it.
I was just gonna say, but they put all our favorite characters on here.
I mean, I love a gonk droid.
Stamps.
I want like a dog crate. What is that?
Gonk droid?
Gonk droid?
No.
Otherwise known as a power droid?
He just walks around and goes gonk.
Basically, a gonk droid is a mobile battery charger.
It's like it looks like a step transformer. Or
he
something.
just walks around. You plug shit into him. He's like a walking generator.
Yep.
Nobody likes C-3PO.
And he goes gonk 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 gonk.
Chopper.
I'll take 3PO over
BB-8
over BB-8 any day. I was actually looking at the one in the upper right, the SJW droid.
I like the IG-11. That's the one like from Mandalorian, right? Yeah, he's like the bounty hunter one. He was cool.
It is, except it's a slap in the face to IG-88, who was the original from Empire Strikes Back. So they should have put IG-88 on here instead. It's the same droid, but.
And that's the other droid to the right is Lando Calrissian's Fembot.
Yep.
Yeah, that should not be L337. It should be SJW1.
Nice.
That should be that robot's name. I'm glad they blew that one up. Do. That's the dumbest thing. It looks like a stupid, like a Pixar. Like Do reminds me of early Pixar stuff. Like the tin toy and
tin toy. Yeah.
Do looks like something from that, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, because the head reminds you of the desk lamp.
The lamp, right? K2SO is awesome. That was a great character.
Yeah, I liked him.
Congratulations, you're being rescued.
What's he say when they go, we'll get sucked into the vacuum of space and die? Oh, I won't. Was it really?
No, that was Huey, Dewey, and Louie, but they're the same basic concept. Giant box with two stubby feet.
Okay.
Boing, boing, boing.
Because sometimes you see like certain props, like the PKE meter from Ghostbusters shows up in other movies. So you see those props, you go to like what's that famous prop place in Hollywood? Modern props.
And by the way, Silent Running was directed by our good friend Douglas Trumbull.
Douglas Trumbull. Yeah, we gotta get Doug on here, man. Gotta get Doug. BB-8. I don't mind BB-8.
Yeah, he's probably one of the better parts of the sequels, but that's really not saying much. Revenge of the Sith was the best prequel. Yeah. I got punched in the face, I got kicked in the groin, and I got stabbed in the stomach. Well, the punch in the face was the best of the three.
So, Jude, this is what I was talking about. Hasbro unveils new Star Wars figures to celebrate Lucasfilm's 50th anniversary. Ruh-roh!
Wow. Those are still on pegs. Half of those figures.
Yep, you can still get your
why release something that's on sale on a peg somewhere in Walmart for $2?
I was working very late on Saturday, and I took a little snack break, and I saw this article and had to make a video about it because it's just so much fun to rip on Disney Star Wars. So,
yep.
Hasbro Pulse is celebrating the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm with newly announced series of Star Wars: The Black Series figures. The announcement was made during Fan First Friday. Say that 3 times fast. It includes everything from the prequel trilogy to the O trilogy to Clone Wars and Rebels.
And I like the fact that they're making them like Kenner, the old Kenner card
Yes.
backs.
So.
Yeah.
Episode 1 figures in throwback 1990s packaging. The initial wave includes Qui-Gon Jinn, the Drunk, Mace Windu, Jar Jar Binks, and a battle droid. They are Best Buy exclusives for pre-order right now. So there's Qui-Gon Booze. There he is. And as I said in my review, cool looking figure. Too bad the character's as plastic as the toy.
Oh, snap.
Spoiler alert, guess who bought this guy on pre-order? I bought Mace Windu.
Little Mace Windu action?
Yeah. Yep. He's cool, man. Look at that.
Mm.
Got a lightsaber.
You got the lightsaber, this bad motherfucker.
When these came out, when episode 1 came out, and I found out he was going to be a Jedi, I just expected him to be the best Jedi ever.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, they had him walk up and down hallways and say like the most inane, mundane crap. He does nothing. I mean, he gets in that big fight in the second movie at the end, but so does everybody else. And
yeah, and he gets his ass handed to them by Emperor Palpatine.
I know. I wanted him to kill Palpatine. Every time I watch that, I just like, you ever watch things over and you know the outcome, but you still in your brain.
Yeah, like Back to the Future 3. You're rooting for Doc to get away, but unfortunately.
Although
I'm just like I always think like he's gonna get Palpatine this time.
Right. But there is
out the window.
There is a rumor that he's still alive, and there was a fan theory in The Mandalorian that he was going to he's going to come back.
Oh, I hope he does.
That would be nice.
And I got to say this. This is a horrible character. This is a stain on Star Wars lore. But tell me that figure's not cool.
Yep.
They actually released the version in box with more accessories.
Yeah, I almost bought it, except it's $30.
I know.
Yeah,
but you get
no Jar Jar, no matter how cool, is worth $30.
No, and here's my theory on it.
His toes look nice.
What's great at Target, you can go take the box and scan it on that, the price checker thing.
Right.
And then it tells you how many are in stock at all the other stores.
Oh, nice.
And there's a lot of Jar Jars. So my theory is 50-cent Rose Tico Jar Jar Binks.
Mm.
I'm thinking, 6 months from now, when they still have all these Jar Jars, he'll be like $12.
Yeah.
Take him. And then I will, because if you didn't know he was annoying, that is one cool looking character.
Yeah. And he does have the mark in history of being the first CGI main character.
Yeah, I feel bad because what was his name? Ahmad Best.
Ahmad Best, yeah.
Ahmad Best. He got so much shit for this. He almost committed suicide. You want to talk about Kelly Marie Tran and all the fake bullcrap she got. This poor guy. Imagine if the internet was what it is today.
Oh my God, yeah.
I mean, man, the hate mail he must have got in the mailbox. And then they have the battle droid, which
those things fall apart so easily.
Yeah, they're just, I never really, they look like a dog or something.
I would always find a head or an arm in my house somewhere.
Yeah.
These are my favorites because they're replicating the Kenner card backs, which I like.
this is really cool. The figures that really excite me are the Kenner style retro figures celebrating the original trilogy. Obi-Wan Kenobi with a plastic cape.
I actually have
rocking a cloth robe, and Greedo Kenner style.
I actually have this version of him, but I like how they use the Kenner vintage colors scheme.
Yeah. Yep. These figures are up for pre-order on Amazon and already out of stock.
And the vinyl cape is such a homage to the figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So there's Obi-Wan. And
although they should have put the lightsaber in his forearm, so you can.
No, because these are Black Series figures.
I know. It's just
the beauty of this is you get that Kenner design, but you get all the points of articulation. So you get a lot more articulation on it. I think, I wanted this Obi-Wan, and I clicked the link, and it was the next day, and it was already too late. So,
jeez.
Yeah. So I put on the mailing list. Let me know if it ever comes in.
The cloth Jawa instead of the
instead of the vinyl cape. Yeah. Yep. Well, the cloth Jawa was much more common. So
right, and Jawas are annoying. Why would I buy a Jawa? And Greedo.
That Greedo's that is pretty nice though.
It looks just like the original toy.
Yeah.
It looks exactly like it.
That was actually a first release was Greedo in the Black Series line. 2013, they released a Greedo, and he looks nothing like that. So they redesigned him, except for the head.
But this looks just like the original Kenner.
Yeah, it looks like the Kenner.
In the last few episodes of Clone Wars, they actually snuck in these characters, all of the original Cantina characters, Cantina monsters, as CGI background filler. So there was a Greedo wearing the green outfit. There was a Hammerhead wearing the blue onesie.
What's cool? What's funny too is he doesn't have boots on. He has
loafers.
Crocs. He's got Crocs on.
Evening wear. Very nice. 2 new figures for the vintage line: Endor Leia and Paplu the Ewok. So the vintage line, the little 3.5.
Even the vintage. I remember when my brother and I we used to get Star Wars figures for Christmas every year. Even the cape or the outfit or the poncho was always too big.
Look at
vintage figure. It's huge.
Yeah.
But it's like they did it on purpose because it was always too big.
It's just like they just cut a square piece of cloth and hole in the middle.
Yeah, it really fit.
Yeah, just threw it over her head. And, Paplu, there he is. So if Leia is 3.5 inches tall, the Ewok's got to be 1.5 inches tall,
something like that.
And then here you go, Jude, like you were saying, Elite Squad Troopers from the Bad Batch cartoon. So he's pretty cool looking.
Bad Batch cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Help me.
Yeah, that's the Clone Wars spinoff.
The Bad Batch.
But that's funny. No Rey.
Well, we're not done.
Huh. Oh, we're not done.
Lucasfilm and Darth Maul from the Filoniverse will also be celebrating the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm.
I got mine, but this is the original release.
You got the Black Series. Yeah. And Maul looks cool with the fake legs. Maul is very cool. So, the article's over. Where's the Kathleen Kennedy characters? Wait a minute. Hold on here.
Over it.
They're on the listen. They're on the pegs at the store, guys. Don't panic.
You'll have plenty of time to buy your Rey Palpatine.
That's right.
Actually, I think they did exclusive Rey Palpatine, didn't they? I think they dropped that on Pulse.
Did they?
Yeah. You got to go to Pulse. That's I guess that's Hasbro's
Pulse, yeah.
Their pre-order site.
Yep. New Kenobi rumor claims Liam Neeson will reprise his role as Qui-Gon Jinn.
So he's gonna be a Force ghost.
Either a Force ghost or flashbacks, one of the two.
Oh, right. Okay.
But apparently,
well, wait a second. Didn't Yoda say in the third film that he should contact Qui-Gon, Force ghost or something like that?
Yes, he did.
There you go.
So this new rumor comes from Edward Lauder at Small Screen. Lauder revealed the source tells him the deal's already done. Liam Neeson will be playing Qui-Gon Booze in Kenobi. Qui-Gon Gin and Tonic. Honestly, I'm not 100% how they'll be bringing the character back. It sounds like it'll be a flashback sequence. They could also be thinking of bringing him back as a Force ghost. More info.
Yeah, he'll probably come back as a Force ghost.
Yeah. Or both.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they're bringing... They've already said that's how they're bringing back Anakin. It's nothing but flashbacks, so...
Right.
Oh, there's the scene. Yeah, it's the scene that Yoda says you should try to contact them.
Yep. Yep. So... making Qui-Gon a Force ghost. All right. Well, we'll see. So the Obi-Wan series, we're already getting back, what's his face? Hayden Christensen, and now we're going to get back Qui-Gon Booze. So Phantom Menace Light.
That's fine.
Prequels Light.
I'm curious to know if it's going to last more than one season. Is it just going to be
not.
No, it's
supposed to be a one-off?
It's an event series. I think it's only 6 episodes, too.
Which is good. I think that's his character doesn't need to be exploited anymore.
No. Well, you can't have him run into Vader. You'll ruin everything.
Right.
Yeah, that's why they're doing nothing but flashbacks. He's probably gonna have a lot of bad dreams about him too, and just
if he was Vader and Kenobi have a showdown in this show, it'll ruin continuity. Like
it's Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are involved, and I trust them despite what's coming up. I still trust them.
How did you know? Can you see what I'm doing?
No, I still trust him. I think that
I do too.
Doomcock actually did this great.
Yes.
I think it was Doomcock actually did a story about this, and he technically doesn't say that they're leading into the sequel trilogy.
No, I think this article was John Trent overreacted.
Oh, seemingly. Yes. Oh, yeah, of course.
So
it's.
Yeah, because he says something to the effect of, where is it here? I had a pitch for a concept following archetypes that influenced George Lucas, whether blah, 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 blah. Make a smaller story to get to the small screen and take it back to the basics. My pitch was very simple at first, and Kathleen Kennedy was receptive to ideas I was presenting. Later in the interview, Favreau was asked about whether the return of Luke Skywalker, as seen in season 2 finale, was always planned. No, the story unfolded as I wrote it. Mandalorian inherits a great deal from existing Star Wars stories, and when I write, that context is always a consideration. Favreau then insinuated that he's indeed taking the sequel trilogy into consideration, saying it became clear that within established continuity, certain things were likely to transpire. But that's all he says.
Yeah, he doesn't say, "Yep," and we're gonna see Palpatine, we're gonna see Rey's parents, we're gonna see. No, I trust him.
And in his head, that might not be established continuity to him.
Yeah, he's taking into consideration. Okay, I'm throwing away this. I'm throwing away that. I'm throwing in fuck this, fuck that, fuck this thing over there too.
Exactly.
In a follow-up question, he would be specifically asked if he felt penned in narratively, given the sequel trilogy reveals Luke's future. He replied, "We have a tremendous amount of freedom afforded to us because of the gap in time between films. Dave Filoni and I are in constant discussion regarding how each story choice is impacted by and would impact existing Star Wars material." Now, this is the key sentence right here. Dave Filoni and I are in constant discussion. Dave Filoni and I are in constant discussion.
Is there somebody missing?
Dave Filoni and I are in constant discussion.
Is there somebody missing?
Nowhere here does he say, and then we run it up the ladder to Kathleen.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, she's got nothing to do with Lucasfilm anymore.
We already know Kathleen cannot overrule anything this man does with his shows. She can make suggestions, but he has carte blanche to do what he wants with his shows. So him saying this really, I mean, I pretend the sequel trilogy didn't really happen. In my head, that they're just like fan films. Like, they're garbage.
Same here.
And that's not Luke Skywalker, and Han Solo didn't die, and it's garbage. So for me, anything he does Mandalorian forward is the continuing story of Star Wars to me.
Excuse me.
That's how I consider it, and I think a lot of fans consider it that way too.
True that.
Send the hate mail, send the hate mail, send the hate mail. But yeah, he might establish the First Order in one of these shows. But Doomcock also brought up the fact that the Ahsoka show logo has that Veil of the Force thing in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
So, Doomcock's going to go down kicking and screaming on this one that they are going to retcon it and change it somehow. We'll see. But he's got pretty much total autonomy here. So
I like the fact also that anything that the Mandalorians brought to the show that's new, that's not something that they took from a previous trilogy, works. It works seamlessly for some reason. I always feel like there's no character that's out of place. And with the newer trilogy, I always feel some characters just don't fit in at all.
Some characters.
Well, a lot of them, but
all characters.
Right,
including the established ones. They don't. Nothing fits.
So it even makes it. This Mandalorian makes it even seem more blatant that it just doesn't work.
Right. And I paused on Moff Gideon here because
who I love. He's a great villain.
Yeah. I watched Trading Places last night. It was last night or the night before. I don't remember anymore. No, it was last night. And I was watching the credits and I saw his name, Giancarlo Esposito's name.
How old was he? He must have been.
He was in prison, the prison scene with Eddie Murphy. So I rewound back to that scene, or on Blu-ray, skipped back to that scene, and holy crap, he had to be like 25, 22. Holy cow, he was so young. He was almost unrecognizable.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah, I was like, oh my god. Yeah. He's awesome actor. So anyway, yep. We'll see. Jon Favreau.
I trust him.
I do too.
I trust him.
He's the chosen one.
So everybody got caught up, right, brother? You finally watched it. Even though it was spoiled for you, you still got to watch the Kick-Ass last season.
I still wept like a baby. It's ridiculous.
Careful.
But then I found out everybody else did.
Make fun of you now.
Yeah. It was...
I think that was like the text message that we were just texting each other in the group chat. I think everybody posted that they almost cried.
Yeah, it was
ridiculous.
We all got a big case of the field.
And it kept on hitting you with another emotional beat after another emotional jackhammer. It was just like, Grogu saying goodbye to the Mandalorian. It's like, oh, and then Luke Skywalker shows up. Yeah.
It was like E.T. with Elliot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Times 100.
It was, I mean, you're recovering from the Luke thing in the ecstatic tears of joy, and then the farewell scene was gut-wrenching, man.
Gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
Well, I like the fact
takes off
that
his helmet. Oh, stop.
I know. It's like, oh.
And I like the fact you finally got to see Luke Skywalker as a Jedi Master, if you want to call it, because we never got to see
Jedi
him,
Knight,
or Jedi Knight, right? But you never got to see him get to that point. I mean, you saw him at the end, but it just
but at the end of Jedi, he lost his shit and just he was
right
berserk,
right?
Yeah,
and but you never got to see him get to that final stage,
No, it was the Luke Skywalker scene we waited 37 years for.
That's right. Exactly. This is what we needed to see.
Oh,
especially they did more in a 10-minute scene. They did more in a 10-minute scene than any of those sequels had done in 30 years. Yeah.
That's right.
So.
And how does Lucasfilm take advantage of all that goodwill and happy joy and emotion?
No, how does Lucasfilm take advantage of all that happy joy and emotion?
By shitting on their fans again and calling them ists and phobes and trying to get them banned and deplatformed and then putting out shite like the High Republic and then blaming its failure on fans. I mean, it's the Last Jedi playbook all over again. It's unbelievable. The Lucasfilm story group, and they're back. They're back.
So would everybody say Star Wars was saved though? Is that too much of a reach?
We felt that way at the end of 2020, but it didn't take long for Lucasfilm to ruin that.
Yeah.
They are all over again. So Star Wars writers Bria Livornia and Brian Young call fans racists. That's always excellent for marketing. Marketing loves when you call your fans racists. They want EVS and Ichibaka to be deplatformed because they don't like The Last Jedi. So all the hard work building something, just tear it down and take it away because they don't like The Last Jedi. Star Wars writer Bria Livornia has called for both Cyberfrog creator Ethan Van Sciver and Star Wars critic Ichibaka to be deplatformed. Livornia has written numerous articles for StarWars.com. The brilliance behind that sentence alone is staggering. With her most recent published September 2020 titled Empire at 40, The Evolution of Costumes in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. As reported by Ichibaka at Disney, Star Wars is dumb.
Nice.
I love Ichibaka. That's a great blog. He's well connected. Like the stories are he's got some sources. Livornia accused both Ichibaka and Van Sciver of abuse before calling them to be deplatformed. On top of that, she also called Star Wars fans racists.
Oh, God.
Livornia wrote on Twitter, the dumpster. Nothing's going to change until people like ITCHY and EVS, who've hurled abuse for years, are deplatformed. Star Wars writer added, and nothing's also going to change until certain parts of fandom also have to confront their own racism. This crap is going on for far too long.
Fucking baby.
Livornia's view that Star Wars fans are racist and that both Ethan Van Sciver and Ichibaka need to be deplatformed is also echoed by her fellow Star Wars writer Brian Young. This guy has done this before. Young has also written for StarWars.com in the past, although he hasn't written for the website since April 2019. More recently, he's been writing for Sci-Fi Wire. He's the guy that came out after the Luke Skywalker appearance on Mandalorian, and then wrote the whole article why Luke's a loser.
Oh, jeez.
What a
moron. He's a total soy. Young responded to Livornia's accusations against Ichibaka and EVS and her call to deplatform them by writing on Twitter, "I think you're absolutely correct here." Ethan Van Sciver would react to the accusations on his YouTube channel, Comic Artist Pro Secrets, which, along with Bonding into Comics, was added to a ban list on the Saltier Than Crate subreddit. And begins his video stating, "I've never seen such nitwits, nincompoops, never-do-wells, and complete and total nerds as the one who have taken over Star Wars, who are working for Lucasfilm right now and are running this franchise into the ground." Later in the video, Van Sciver stated, "I have been canceled. I'm a victim of cancel culture. I've already been canceled. I'm not working for anybody but you guys. I don't work for anybody but you guys. I work for myself. I make comic books and I sell them directly to you. You guys see them. You guys see Cyberfrog and Rainbow the Brute." He continues, "You can't hurt me anymore in any other way except for deplatform me. Deplatforming means taking away my means of speaking to you guys. I speak the truth to you guys." Still later in the video, Van Sciver says the only thing standing between the complete and utter annihilation of Star Wars in terms of it being transformed into just a corrupt, progressive, soy-based, disgusting hellhole is me and Itchy. We are it. The battle station isn't fully quite operational. The soy battle station.
Nice.
But they can only get rid of me. If they can shut me up, then maybe it could. They need to deplatform me, take away this channel here. This channel that you guys enjoy, and I certainly enjoy. I love my YouTube channel. They need to take it away so they can fully implement their corrupt and disgusting soy-based ideas and do it with impunity. Van Sciver continues. These disgusting, rancid little soy-lactating perverts want to take away my YouTube channel so they can make Star Wars even more lame. Tell us how you really feel, EVS. Ichibaka would also respond on the call to deplatform him on Disney Star Wars is dumb. He wrote, "People sometimes ask why it is that censorship is such a common tool for the fringe left. Well, it's because SJWs are fully aware that their deeply moronic ideology is incapable of withstanding debate in an environment of free speech. Silencing their political opposition is the only intellectual option that is available to them." And next week, Cameron's going to have a lot to say about stuff.
Oh, yes. Buckle up.
Yeah, because it's kind of funny because Cameron's been a victim of it. So,
which is hilarious.
Yeah.
You know,
not funny.
Not ha you got canceled. Ha ha. No. Obviously not like that. But the fact that
he's a Muslim man.
Yeah.
And he's getting canceled by yeah. So
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, all those channels that they took off the subreddit are amazing, and then this guy says, "Hold my beer." Rooster Teeth and Gizmodo staffer Charles Pulliam accuses Star Wars fans of engaging in bigoted dogpiling. You know, I can't. I have trouble connecting the dots between saying, yeah, this High Republic is like uninspired crap, and that being considered bigoted dogpiling. But
sorry, you're a discerning consumer.
Yeah. Well, you know, he basically is. We talked about this last week, and I don't want to go into Christina Ariel again with her calendar year of racist crap. But this guy here is on board with it. So it's amazing. This only at Lucasfilm, only with Star Wars do you see this. This is crazy. It's a loony asylum there. What are these people thinking? What are they thinking? What
are they thinking?
Yeah. That wasn't a rhetorical question, but my God, like seriously.
I think they believe Star Wars, it's their own little kingdom. Like they don't need they somehow don't think they need any revenue or anything. It's like Star Wars is their own little kingdom, and everyone else stays out, and that's how they want to build that world, I guess. But that's not reality. It's like you need revenue to keep that going, and you're telling your fans you're racist is like you're not going to get anything out of it.
The disaster since Disney acquired Lucasfilm in 2012, the disaster after disaster after disaster, starting with the product. And the declining sales and the toy line dying and the comic and everything just falling apart. And then in the process of all that going on, they allow their employees to attack the people who are criticizing the bad products. And we had a story last week that said that there was an outsider who was a Justified writer or something said, it's their marketing plan. Their marketing plan is to call the fans horrible.
Unbelievable.
Like, what do and that goes back to we're not in the room and we don't know for sure, but everyone says that Kathleen Kennedy is the one who says, like, let the past go, let the past die. We don't want 50-year-old Star Wars fans. We want 15-year-old Star Wars fans. So she's trying to cater to a younger audience. Well, meanwhile, just peeing on old fans like a dog in a fire hydrant.
Yeah, you can't take a dump on your older fans, and that's fine to want younger fans, but to just completely alienate the paying customers.
You look at Cobra Kai, right? Cobra Kai did exactly the right thing. Cobra Kai did a better job of, like, I don't like the Karate Kid. I never liked the Karate Kid. I had no interest in watching Cobra Kai because I didn't like the Karate Kid, and I could care less. And then I watched Cobra Kai, and I love it. That's how you get old fans, new fans. That's how you do it, because you respect the property that it is, and then you expand on it. Yeah. And of course, there's people out there going, "Oh, Cobra Kai is too white." Well, because the two main characters happen to be white males, but those kids are not all like that.
No.
Yeah.
Miguel, all those characters. There's nobody. It's very diverse.
Right. It's very diverse, and they do it without drawing attention to it, which is even better.
Yeah.
They don't sit there and point it out, and, oh, I'm this and that, and where's my pronouns? Read my pronouns.
And they don't try to make excuses for the character Johnny. Johnny is who he is, and he'll say things off the cuff, and sure, it's insulting somebody, but that's his character.
What I love about Johnny is that he's just trapped in another time, and that works because he's almost like a sounding board. He's the lack of progress. He shows the lack of progress, right? He's a walking embodiment of the way things used to be. Ironically,
he's from 1987. He's from,
right.
Yeah, he's from that time.
But ironically, as it turns out, though, you need some of that. It's almost a metaphor for saying you still have to pull ideas from the past to make everything work now. Right. You can't just sweep away.
Right.
You can't just sweep the leg.
Oh. And with that, good night, everyone. Wow. All right, we got 2 more stories. 2 more. Let's gut this out. Yeah.
You got the live. You got the Keith. You got the live over his head. You gotta do your camera full frame.
Do I?
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
Yeah. I knocked Lucasfilm.
Did that come with any accessories? Did you come with a gun or something?
2.
Really?
Yeah, look, dude. 2 guns.
Kimbo style.
Blasters.
2 blasters.
Nice.
I couldn't believe it. I just found him he was the last one at Target.
He's supposed to be a hard find too.
He is a hard find. I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe he was sitting there. Yeah. So Carl Weathers supports Gina Carano. This is awesome. Good for him. So this past Saturday they did this and it worked. We love Cara Dune. # we love Hash Brown. Cara Dune.
Nice.
Trended globally. And Gina was like, completely floored. So Carl tweeted, because they're back on the cancel Gina Carano bandwagon because of Christina Ariel. So Christina Ariel goes on these this tirades for a year, and then gets a job at Lucasfilm, and then Bounding into Comics says, "Yeah, well, look at all these tweets," and the people that back the Christina Ariel narrative suddenly go fire Gina Carano again. So Carl says, so wonderful to have the opportunity to work with the beautiful Gina. She's making her way through a very demanding industry as an artist and a craftsperson, and she's hitting so many of the right notes. Nothing but upside awaiting her. Go, Gina. BPs. So, Carl Weathers. Oh, man, Carl Weathers.
Apollo Creed.
He is Apollo Creed.
Right. Yeah.
And to be honest, I wasn't excited about Mandalorian. It was kind of like Cobra Kai. I was like over Star Wars. I'm like, Star Wars is dead. I'm not going to watch this stupid Boba Fett knockoff show. And then I'd heard so many good things, so I gave it a shot. And I saw Carl Weathers in the first episode. I'm like, oh, Carl Weathers is in this?
Mm-hmm.
I'll watch this.
Nice.
I'm in. And on the same kind of note, Denzel Washington declares his support for police and American soldiers, shows his disgust for those who disparage them.
Good for him.
Thank you,
Good.
Denzel. Thank you. And thank you for your son, who's awesome. Should be the next Black Panther.
Should be the next Black Panther.
Because nobody asks my opinion, but that's who should be.
I fully agree.
Yep. Washington stated, I have the utmost respect for what they do, for what our soldiers do. People that sacrifice their lives. Yeah, so they sacrifice their lives so people could sit on Twitter and rip on them. Yeah, and I just don't care for people who put those kind of people down. If it weren't for them, we would not have the freedom to complain about what they do. Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Is this the movie you saw?
Yep.
Stacey?
What's it called?
The Little Things.
It was bad, huh?
The performances were amazing.
Well, look at those 3 guys. I mean,
Yeah.
But you said the plot was bad?
Yeah, and the ending and just the whole character arc for the Rami Malek character especially just didn't make any sense.
So basically it's a Mystic River.
It was very disappointing. It just, you leave it, you're like, the credits come on, you're like, really? That's it?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody like Mystic River?
I haven't seen it in so long. I don't remember.
Yep, I did. So good on Denzel. Good on Carl Weathers.
Yep.
Good. So that's it. That's it for the stories. I have to get up at 4:30 in the morning again tomorrow.
Fun.
Fun.
Oh,
I'll sleep a couple extra hours for you.
Thanks. I get up early today. I gotta get up and drive to New Jersey at 4:30.
Oof.
So who
and then
has
set up all day, and then
who has caught up with WandaVision? I know Edson has.
yeah, let's talk WandaVision, and then we'll.
Oh my god, I love that episode.
I was blown
4
away,
is
brother. Did you
awesome.
see it? Wait.
Yeah.
Did you see it, brother? Okay, Pete.
I haven't. I don't have Disney Plus, and I'm kind of marveled out. But I hear a lot of good things about it. I read the spoilers, so I'm kind of caught up to it. So
I have a theory, and it's also a fan theory. After seeing that last episode, and Edson, I didn't see your take on it because I just watched it and I didn't want to get.
What is? Oh, are you going to tell us what the theory is, or no?
My theory is that she, in the scene where she's trying to save Vision, and she kills Vision, and then Thanos uses the Time Stone to bring him back. I think a lot of the Mind Stone got absorbed back into her, and that's how she's creating this.
I think she has
reality.
a certain power, though. Like I was reading an article where she has like all these extra powers, like in the comics, that like they haven't even shown that her ability.
Yeah, she bends reality. Yep.
Yeah,
right. But with
so
the Mind
has-
Stone, she can create that, right?
No, I think she's
I
just
don't think she needs the Mind Stone. I think it's-
corpse.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
So I guess I'll be the unpopular guy here. I thought it was a bad episode.
What?
It was yeah, there was a lot wrong with it. Starting with Kat Dennings, who's just an annoying, obnoxious.
Look at Stacey's face.
And I don't believe
She's stuck. She's
I
stuck.
don't
She's
believe
like,
for a second she's a scientist. She's a
Hey.
snarky, obnoxious punk. It was like Denise Richards as a scientist in James Bond. It was like,
I don't. I buy it. I buy her. She's a scientist.
I
with-
just ignored it because
She was
it was so
Natalie
good. The episode was
Portman's
so
like
good.
assistant or like
Yeah.
intern or whatever.
Right,
I don't buy it. I didn't
I
buy
mean-
Natalie Portman as a scientist either.
Why? Because she's
They're terribly miscast, both of them.
Well, maybe the cast with the story. I thought the episode was good.
I like her.
I had problems with a lot of the science. It was very Star Trek Discovery.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I need
You're
an
right.
old TV to watch this. No, you don't. Why? Like, that's just stupid.
But
And,
I
like,
like-
there
yeah.
was so many. I was wincing. Jimmy Woo was a buffoon. The guy who runs Sword was a buffoon. Like, I felt it creeping in. I felt the woke creeping into this show. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy.
I was.
I was too.
It was everybody else.
And I just
loved it.
I thought
cool.
I thought
Watching
some of the
reanimate.
continuity was all over the place. Like, I don't know. I just
like the fact that you're now seeing
The Monica Rambeau character was great.
yeah, I'll give her that. I like Monica Rambeau. I mean, there were parts of it I liked, but overall,
Yeah, I liked her character.
every time Kat Dennings came out, I wanted to punch the screen. I cannot stand her.
Oh, I like her, like her quirky, snarky.
Oh, I know. I think
Demeanor.
it's
I
obnoxious.
do.
in that show too.
She's just treating everybody in there like some kind of asshole. Like, where's my yeah? I would have kicked her right out.
Obviously, you don't like her because
But that's her
how you're
character.
seeing her.
That's
never
her character in
liked her.
every
She-
show.
That was her
Exactly.
character in.
That's all she does. She's one
Right.
dimensional. I don't even know why they ever put her in the Marvel universe. When she showed up in the first Thor, I was like, what is this idiot doing in here?
Yeah.
Like,
if you watch Two Broke Girls, right? Or Two Broke. Is it Two
I know
Broke
it.
Girls?
Yeah,
Same
you got
thing.
it, Junior.
That's her character.
I know, that's my point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
It's-
doesn't act. She's a personality.
Right.
Right.
It's like putting
Exactly.
Kristen Wiig in the damn Wonder Woman. And
That's
so it's,
right.
oh, Kristen Wiig just does Kristen Wiig all the time.
That's right.
Kat Dennings
yes.
does Kat Dennings all the time. It's like, that was just awful. It was
It's
awful.
like putting Gilbert Godfrey in a movie.
It was like, why was she even in there? Like, why is she?
Gilbert Godfrey's gonna be Gilbert.
Because they had to have her save the whole thing. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
she's
Why
the
was
only,
she? Why?
she was the only one who came up with an idea, which was actually, I agree with you. The science doesn't add up. It's like
None of it
fine.
did.
You found some ancient radiation, and now all of a sudden you can capture a broadcast frequency out of it. That was
It was Star Trek Discovery. Like, oh, let's just techno babble our way out of.
It just pushed the
write a
plot
story.
forward. They had to figure out how to
Exactly.
how to put the plot forward. So
And God, why did they have to bring her back? She was just She was a stupid, like annoying, bumbling sidekick character in the movie. Like she's nothing. Just get anybody else to come in there and do that.
Right,
Anybody.
but she's just like Jimmy. Like they're like the third. They're not even supporting characters. Like way out there, so they had to bring somebody to remind you of the movies. But they can't bring the A-listers in, obviously. So they got these guys that are like not even sidekicks, but worse than sidekicks.
I was watching the whole episode like this.
Yeah, but it's also setting up now the whole backstory of what's going on, you know, which I like, and it opens up.
Since that started, I was like, I don't really care anymore. I was like, I don't really care anymore. Now that I know what's going on, I don't know how it's going to carry out for 5 more Joes. I'm like, okay, Wanda's created her own little world for herself,
right? Because she needs to have vision, you know, in her
We'll
life.
see.
It's a love story. It's
I
like
don't
a
think
love
it's.
story.
I don't think it's all Wanda though. So there's a mystery there.
I think the reveal came a little too soon.
There's probably more. There's more to reveal.
If you think it's all Wanda, it's
not all Wanda.
I don't think it is.
There's a Hydra component there.
Right.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And I think there's more to that than just Hydra. There's other stuff going on.
I agree with Edson. I think there's a lot more that they're not revealing yet.
Maybe a meteor will land on Kat Dennings next episode.
Something's feeding off of Wanda's like.
One can only hope.
Yeah, something's feeding off her.
Like something.
She's being manipulated in some way, I think, but
I think so too.
Well, the theory is that Mephisto might play a part.
There's that other,
So that's a whole.
I think she had a nervous breakdown too. I think.
No, yeah,
Oh, absolutely! Like her despair.
Right, but
she's reanimating a corpse and pretending he's still alive.
Right, but then one of the characters that's in her world is supposed to be Mephisto, or supposed to be a bad character.
It's
and
the
she
neighbor.
doesn't know it.
Yeah, Catherine Hahn.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think she's Mephisto though.
I mean, I don't know what that is, but
she seems to be that other character, Agatha, the witch that like she's so old and stuff.
Mephisto is like
Agatha Harkness. I think she's more like that, but
Mephisto is like a devil villain, or he's like a.
It's Marvel's version of the devil.
Oh,
right.
It's Marvel's version of the devil.
Which is why they said, "Oh, I've detected this cosmic radiation that comes from the Big Bang." It's like the guys from his engine is that. So it's like
I just made a connection, Jason. You said Mephisto.
Yep.
One more day.
Yeah, one more day.
And WandaVision, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange are supposed to be a loose trilogy.
Oh no.
Well, I've read about the Mephisto fan
might
theory
be.
for a while.
No.
Yeah, he was part of the One More Day. Yeah.
Right.
What's that?
He was.
Peter Parker makes a deal with the devil.
He was also
Keep his secret identities.
I mean, it would play perfectly into the MCU.
The way in the comics, Civil War, he revealed his secret identity to everybody, and he's married to Mary Jane Watson, and it just puts everybody in jeopardy. So he makes a deal with the devil to reset all that. So he's not married to her anymore, and nobody knows who he is.
This is in the comics.
Yes.
Yep.
And it looks like they're going that way. Oh God, the post-credit scene in the last movie where Jay Jonah lets his identity out.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, they are going to do one more
They're
day.
gonna try to.
Yep.
No.
Plus, he had a part in the comics and how the twins are born too.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
He has a significant part in that.
That's in the comics. That's right.
Yep.
And what's really weird is one of the kids is like Quicksilver, which isn't one of the children supposed to be like Quicksilver? You can move really fast or something.
I think so.
Yeah.
What kids?
Well,
her kids?
Her
her
kids?
twins.
Does she actually have them?
Well, in the comic,
Yeah,
it's hard
in the
to-
comics.
yeah, and supposedly they want to take Quicksilver from the X-Men universe.
Yes, they want to use Evan
and
Peters.
bridge it over.
Yeah.
Which would start the whole X-Men thing in the Marvel.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
Which I skipped that story because the calendar was full.
So
Didn't they have the Scarlet Witch and her brother in like one of the X-Men movies, like as like a background kind of people, like in a box?
That was Age of Ultron.
What was it?
Yeah.
That was Age of Ultron. That Hydra had them. He was experimenting on them, and they were in a box. It was part of a trailer, I think. One was on one.
That was a different Quicksilver though, because Quicksilver is actually Magneto's son.
They're both Magneto.
They both are.
Okay.
Or
I thought
daughter
in the
son.
I thought in the MCU they were just experimenting on that Quicksilver.
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
and they're
they were-
experimenting
they're
on Wanda
experimenting
as
both.
well. They're experimenting on Wanda as well.
Because they didn't have the rights to the
Right.
X-Men.
That's right.
They
But-
couldn't make them mutants, and that's why she's not called Scarlet Witch.
Right. But if they bring this new Quicksilver in, being one of her children, then that's going to tie in that whole entire universe and bring it
Right,
in.
because they didn't have the rights to use Quicksilver either. So he was just Pietro, and she was Wanda.
And I
Because
bet
they
you it's
couldn't
going to
use
be
the
this.
name.
It's going to be
And
the
that's
same.
why they're not mutants. They're
Right.
they're enhanced.
Experiments. Yeah.
But I bet you they're going to take the character from Days of Future Past, right, and bring him back into the universe, right? The
Sure.
Quicksilver from the movie. No, but he was a great Quicksilver. I loved his. I loved
Evan Peters was better. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And that one
the kid
shot.
who plays Kick-Ass, he couldn't even do that. That accent was awful.
Right. In that one shot where he's going around the room and doing all the.
The first time it was great. The second time it was like, seen this before.
Yeah, I know. But seeing it for the first time was cool.
Yeah, the first time was good.
And we saw it in the theater, I think, Keith. You and I went to go see that.
Days of Future Past?
Yeah.
Probably. I enjoyed that one.
That wasn't that bad. That was the better out of most of them.
Yeah, I think of the 9 or 10 X-Men movies, I like 3 of them. Maybe 4.
But that's
X2,
what I like about this show is that
Class,
there's a
Days of
lot
Future
of
Past, Logan 4.
Yeah, but the show has a lot of theory. If you watch it, there's a lot of little pieces of things all over it, which I like.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
but
There's another theory about where there was
There's
some
a ton of
throwaway
Easter
line
eggs.
about there was some throwaway line about our astronauts have gone missing. Missing astronauts.
Planet of the Apes.
I wonder what they could be talking about.
They're
1,
going
2,
to
3,
bring the
4
Planet
of
of the
them.
Apes universe in.
No, that they're just talking about the ones that went missing in Thanos' snap.
Yeah,
Like, it was one of them.
Oh, that was another one. The Thanos.
that's it.
Like, and I didn't even think about this. Exactly. Gary, at Nerdrotic, he's like, what about like people who are on airplanes and you know, like
I'm back in the middle of the air.
in the middle of the air, and how about or if they come back and they're like they were standing next to me, right? And then when I come back, we occupy the same space. I beam back into their body or something.
Yep.
Like the fact that everybody came back clean 5 years later is, you know. And then like, another good point is like the only reason they did it 5 years later was so that Tony Stark could have a daughter. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Which is
it's so dumb. Because why can't they just go back to the exact moment they were snapped away?
Right.
And he can still have his daughter.
I did like the hospital scene though when she's running through the hospital and she asks about her mother. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
She did a good
and
job.
Just like only 20 minutes passed, and she's like, "What are you talking about? Like 4 years have passed."
Right.
Yep.
That was kind of cool.
No, she was excellent. She was.
I like the way it
she was
looked
really
how
good.
people were coming back together. Is the reverse poof.
Reverse.
Right, because you
I
never
had to
saw
look
that.
it up. I was like, Rambo. I know that name. Like, oh, Captain Marvel. And I was like, it took me a minute to. I realized, like, oh my god, it's just the daughter of
Sylvester Stallone.
Captain Marvel's like
I was just gonna
buddy.
say Rambo, John, Green Beret.
Rambo. Not Rambo.
Yeah. All right, gang. It's
Rambo.
10 p.m. We should wrap this up. Let's quickly go around recommendations. Stacy, why don't you go first?
I recommend that you not watch The Little Things. I mean, maybe watch it. I mean, the performances are pretty good. It's always fun to watch Denzel, you know, and it's to see Rami Malek in a different role. I mean, I love Mr. Robot, and he was amazing as Elliot, Mr. Robot. But there's something about him that at first, when you're watching the movie, he just has this quality about him that's kind of like, that's Rami Malek. And then it takes you a little bit, and you know, they make him kind of this like up and coming detective, and he's like kind of sly and he's on the ball. And it's funny because they show him that way at the beginning, and then by the end, all of a sudden he like lost his mind, and like not really lost his mind, but he does things that like that character that you meet at the beginning wouldn't do. And the change was so dramatic in such a short period of time. It didn't make sense, you know, the character. And there's other like little things about it, and the ending sucks. So.
Okay.
Edson, what do you got for us?
I'm going to do a follow-up recommendation from your last week. So I started watching The Prisoner, and I love it.
Isn't it good?
And it's like from the 60s or something like that. It's like,
1960s.
oh my gosh, he's so animated. Oh,
It's so good. There's not a wasted second in that.
Yeah.
Every episode is so perfectly scripted, so tightly. It is so. It might be the best show I've ever seen.
Yeah, there's no like aside things where it's like, oh, we're just wandering around while we're waiting for the next plot. Everything is in the story.
Like all that stuff I just said about WandaVision episode 4, you don't say about The Prisoner. It's so perfect. Like there's not everything's so deliberate. Everything.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention every minute.
You do. You really do.
It's so good. I'm with you, man. And I'm watching them one a week, so it's nice. And I'm on episode 5.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rush. I'm not gonna rush it all at once because
you can't. There are a lot to digest.
Right. I need to like think about which one after I see it. It's like.
And then after I watch it, I watch As in Robert Meyer.
Oh right, yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah.
I'm not a prisoner. I'm a free man.
That's exactly what it is. Iron Maiden wrote 2 songs about that show. Stacy's into it. Look at that light.
I'm not a number.
Yeah, I am not a number.
You are number 6. So the song Prisoner is about the show, and the song Back in the Village, which I put together on my own, listening to it at the gym. I'm like, Back in the Village. And he's all the lyrics, and I'm like, holy shit, they wrote this about the Prisoner too, didn't they? So I looked it up and they did. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Great. 2 great songs.
Yep. About that show. Jude, what do you recommend?
I actually recommend something completely different. And this is something
that's a good movie, Monty Python.
Yeah, right. And this is something I saw years ago on YouTube, and you can find it on YouTube for free, or you can get it on, I think, Amazon Prime if you have it. You can rent it for, I think, for like $1. It's about Popcorn Sutton. Do you guys know about Popcorn Sutton? Anybody?
No.
Okay, so Popcorn Sutton, he was
I like popcorn.
He was a he was an Appalachian moonshiner and bootlegger, and he supposedly is a legend in the moonshining business. And they actually there was a spin-off show after his death called Moonshiners, and I think it was on like Travel Network or something. It was like a reality show.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that?
Pete's like turned so he's looking straight at you. It's hilarious.
And so basically, this whole short documentary is pretty much about how they used to do moonshine back in the day.
You okay there, Keith?
I'm fine. Stacy's making me laugh.
It's really good. No, it's really good. And I don't know. Like I said, you can watch it on YouTube for free. It's called "This Is the Last Damn Run of Liquor I'll Ever Make."
Nice.
And Sutton actually committed suicide in 2009.
Wow.
Because they found a batch of his moonshine, and he would sell it, and you know, you're not obviously you can't make moonshine and sell it publicly. So, but it's really, really good, and it's sort of like just something you can watch and learn about how these bootleggers used to do it back in the day. And I don't know, I found it enjoyable. But.
Nice. Pedro.
I'm gonna be Debbie Downer, and I haven't been watching or reading anything this week, so I'm gonna have to pass on this one. Dun 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 dun.
Jason, what about you?
I'm currently reading a cool collection of Black Widow stories from the 1980s and 90s. I don't know if this is showing up. And it's called The Coldest War. And basically, it's great espionage stories from the 80s and 90s from people like Jerry Conway, George Perez, Jim Starlin's in
very
this. Nice. It's really, really cool. I'm a big fan of the Marvel Epic Collection. What they do is they give you a nice chunk of story for a good price. And this has got a bunch of good stuff in here, from team-ups with Daredevil and Sure, some of her early solo adventures, the George Paul Gulacy, I think you pronounce his name. Yeah. He was a seminal artist on the Black Widow. Yeah, and that's in here. So I definitely recommend. It's called The Coldest War.
That's a good one.
And you can find it on you can find it in in-stock trades for about $20 or so.
Really?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Nice. That's a good one.
Really good
Cold
stuff.
as Spore. Yeah. I like those epic collections as well. So I'm gonna look that one up.
I have two recommendations. One's quick, one's not so quick. Well, they're both kind of all right. Trading Places. Considering what happened with Wall Street and everything, I popped in Trading Places, which I haven't watched in years. And it's not as funny as I thought it was or remembered it as. Maybe it's just the dated humor. But it's a fun story. And it's interesting because you kind of try to make sense of the stock market and how this happens. And of course, you have the classic story of how they switch roles in their, the Ralph Bellamy and Don Amici, two classic 30s actors. And they make a bet with each other that they could take Eddie Murphy, who's a homeless guy, and turn him into a Wall Street executive, and take the Wall Street executive, Dan Aykroyd, who works for them, and turn him into a criminal by putting him out on the street. So it's and then the two of them team up to get back at him, and it's classic 80s stupid. It's not politically correct by any stretch. I cannot believe the cancel culture crowd has not come after this movie yet, because there's a scene where Dan Aykroyd paints himself up Jamaican.
Oh my god!
Right. Yep.
So, but what I found even more interesting was the stuff you get on the Blu-ray, the bonus features, and there was a clip from Eddie Murphy in 1983. Eddie Murphy was 22, going on 23 years old, when he said this.
I think all movies should be this way. You shouldn't try to say anything. People come to see movies and this is my personal belief. People come to see movies, people buy records, and anything that has anything to do with entertainment, people use them as an escape, I feel. And I don't try to say anything with my comedy, and I don't try to do anything when I do an album, and I don't try to say anything with a character when I do it in a movie. I'm just trying to be entertaining. I don't think anybody should I don't think you should take power. Like a motion picture is real powerful, man. Like movies like, what was that movie that with De Niro?
Taxi Driver.
Yeah, people are saying that this guy went to a taxi driver and went out and was like, I want to be like, went and shot the president. Motion picture is real powerful. I don't think you should say anything with it. Just do it and be entertaining and be funny. That's why I feel. I don't want to say anything with I don't want to preach.
Wow.
I don't want to preach.
Wow. He
said that in 1983. And it doesn't ring any. It's so true today.
Wow.
I was stunned when I saw that on the bonus features, and I had to find the clip online and pull it down, and I found it, and it's brilliant. And I just was like, wow, what a well put together young man he was to realize that when he was 20 something years old. In 1983, when you got away with a lot more than you get away with now. I love Eddie Murphy. He can do wrong.
You know what's really funny? There's some music I listened to back from the early 90s, some rock bands, and their music is actually, if you feel like the message was written today, especially around all the political nonsense, and you're like, holy crap, this song came out in like 1992. So music's the same way now. There's some music that I used to listen to that it's more prevalent now than I think. At least I feel that. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, no, I hear you. My second pitch is everyone should watch this next week.
I see how you played that.
Cameron Pasha will be joining us next week from 7 to about 8:30. That's what he says he can spare. Maybe he'll go longer. If not,
I never heard of Tron Uprising.
It looks like it was animated.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, Disney XD. So he's a fascinating guy. I cannot believe Edson saw it happen almost in real time. That I wrote him, and within half an hour,
that was awesome.
And said, yeah. So I feel privileged because he normally hangs out on people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. We have 150 plus. So, and when he agreed to it, we had like 110.
Right.
So, yeah, no, gracious guy. And I'm really happy. And it's going to be really fascinating. It's going to be something else. So
be there.
And I hope he brings some of his audience with him and kind of gives us a little, give us a little push. So cool. Anyway, all right. Who's going to say it?
See you next Tuesday.
Before we do that,
Before we do that, never mind. I didn't say
Pull it
that.
back. Pull it back.
yeah, we forgot. You know what? Hang on, before we go, real quick, bear with me here for a second. I know you can do it. Just give me a second. My brain is melting. Where is it? Here it is. Let's check in on Edwin's fundraiser before we go.
Oh.
All right. It's still at 76%. So 75 backers, 28 days left. Hopefully, I want to see this tomorrow. I want to see this hit the goal. So, and if you're watching this on replay, it'll probably be a couple days from now. Consider backing Edwin. Good guy. It's his first ever solo comic project, and we'd love to see him do more. So go for it. As far as us, please hit the subscribe button. A lot of people have been lately. We're getting happy. It's getting exciting. I mean, yeah, we're still down. You know, we only have 150 plus subs, but you know what? 3 months ago, we had like 70. So it's fun to watch the growth. In, you know, the early days are always the ones we look back on the fondest, right?
Mm.
When this becomes like too much to manage, and I'll be like, why did I do this? Somebody said no to me a long time ago. So please subscribe to turn me into a drooling lunatic. You can reach us on the socials at the GeekTimenet. That would be the Twitter, the Faceplant, the Instagram crackers, and Minds. Whoa. Minds. Kind of having fun on Minds. GeekTimeNetwork.com would be the website, and you can email us at geektimenet@gmail.com. All your hate mail can be addressed to Judah Buddha.
I'd love to take your hate mail. So I love giving it back.
Exactly. So now, who wants to say it?
Now can I say it?
Go ahead.
See you next Tuesday.
If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, make sure you click the little bell icon to be notified anytime someone from our show drops new content here. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.
Say, kids, what time is that?